Hi, everyone. Carl Steinbeck here. Sunday night, July 13th. Tonight, we're going to cover the Adelson murder case out of Tallahassee, Florida. The part three here tonight is Wendi Adelson's interview with Detective Isom. And we covered the last two nights, parts 1 and 2, and we're going to cover the final part tonight. And this is going to get into some really interesting things where she brings up from some family members. So there's a lot of just like you're saying here, Kamala Cass faking and shaking. Yeah, there's a lot of indicators of deception and a source of phishing methods, and she's also doing a lot of breadcrumbing. So if you notice right here when I show this, this is where we left off last night. Look at this pile of Kleenex with her snot that she's blown in there. And she's not making any effort to throw it away, and they're just sort of leaving it alone. And it's like this mound of snot blown into these Kleenexes is sort of like a way she's reminding folks, I need sympathy here. So anyway, the trial channel is with us tonight. Great to see you, and I understand you'll be covering this trial as well for Donna, but I believe you're new to the case as well as some other folks here tonight. But keep in mind, this case is like a family affair of folks that were involved in the killing and murder of FSU law professor Dan Markell. Two Adelsons have been targeted for prosecution. Charlie Adelson's a former periodontist, dentist type. He's been tried and convicted, and had the most ridiculous story you could ever imagine. And I seriously mean the most ridiculous story you could ever imagine for a defense. And now his mom and Wendy's mom here, Donna Adelson, she's coming up for trial here next month. So that's kicking off on the 19th of August. And these people have had a lot of money. They're from South Miami area, and they've been spending millions trying to defend themselves, doing this stupid idea that they thought they could get away with murder of the Honorable Professor Dan Markell. And so there's so many things in this interview here that have been dead giveaways that this thing is more than what the Adelsons have made it out to be. They're claiming they had no idea this was going on, and they're trying to claim that they're innocent in all this. But we already have one Adelson convicted. I've been saying for more than a couple of years now that they should go after more Adelsons aggressively. They've not gone after Wendy yet, but she has testified each time. She's been forced to testify, and every time she's forced to testify, another person gets convicted involved in the murder of the Professor Markell. So guess what? She's now having to testify against her mother. Last trial of an Adelson, she testified against her brother, conviction. This trial, she's going to testify with her mother as a defendant. It's going to be another conviction, and that's what really is irritating, is that they should have had multiple Adelsons tried together at the same time, or in short sequence of each other if they wouldn't want to do it all in one combined trial. But they should have easily had Donna, the grandma, and the one that was what I call the operational the operational player behind this murder, because he's the one that had to find somebody that's willing to do it. So he found a middle person, Katie McBanwell, as basically like what I call her a fake girlfriend. He basically just used her to try to find somebody to commit the murder. And anyway, she's already been convicted as well, life without parole. So multiple people have gone down on this. The hitmen, there's two hitmen involved. They've gone down on this as well. One of the hitmen turned state's evidence, cut a great deal for himself, and has testified in each one of these trials as well. And this is going to be a pattern, I believe the state attorney's office is going to continue to use, which is using Wendy to help come across as such a bad witness. And the jurors think that she was involved in this planning as well. So it's just a matter of time before this, albeit very slow prosecution, I believe they are going to eventually target Wendy here. So that's why I think it's very important to not ignore Wendy's involvement in this when you're looking at Donna. So Keep in mind, Wendy's the main benefactor. She was not able to move to Miami Beach with her 2 boys at the time back in 2014, but she was able to accomplish that once Dan Markel was murdered, and there was no more a custody issue at all to deal with. So anyway, let's look at the rest of this tonight here, because it's very revealing, and you guys look at yourself, because every time you look at this interview, you see more and more details of things she's doing that make you realize this is not coming across as somebody that didn't know what the heck's going on here. So let's go ahead and jump right into it here.
They'll just ask you some more questions, and they just need to, they don't. And sometimes, friends and family try to help, but sometimes they
No, it's good that
tell their side, and that was good. I'm sorry, it's so cold in here, and I was irresponsible and offer you a jacket.
I'm not sure if it's cold in here. I was like shaking from the moment the officers came into the restaurant and were like not telling me what was going on, and so I didn't know what it was. I knew it wasn't good, and so I feel like my body started shaking a few hours ago. I don't know if I'm actually cold, but thank you for the jacket.
Well, it's generally, I don't have goosebumps yet, but usually I get goosebumps in this room, so it might be warmer than normal, but I think nerves.
Once getting sympathy, getting a jacket, she's cold.
They should be done with your phone very soon too, and then that's when.
Will they just sort of, can I get an update from like, I just want to make sure the kids are not freaking out. Like, I don't know what Lynn told them, and I trust her very much, but like, is there any way to just get an update on my kids to make sure I know they're okay, like they're in good hands, but I don't know. I mean, just to make sure like they're not being told like
too much information at once.
Yeah, or just like, where's mommy? I would like them to say like,
what kind of an idiot would do something like that to tell the kids, oh, by the way, your dad is up in the hospital. He's been shot multiple times. He's not going to make it. I mean, seriously?
Mommy's at a work meeting or something, okay. Like just something that the kids would understand. Like sometimes mommy's at work, so they get the idea of like, okay. I mean, they would wonder why is mommy at work at this hour, but something.
Okay. Let me check on that, okay?
I'm not trying to create more work for you.
You're not creating more work. This is kind of what I'm here for right now.
Yeah, exactly. We're about creating work for the Tallahassee Police Department, really? I mean, anybody looking at this saying this is not normal. It's not adding up. Not normal at all. Her friend's picking up the kids, so what's there to worry about? They're still using her phone and downloading the data, but she knows numbers to call, places she could reach out to and find out what's going on. So anyway, it's just. Yeah, Sarasota. Yeah, what do the kids think of their grandma and uncle now? They're never going to see them again. Donna's never going to be out of jail or prison. Same for Charlie. Can you imagine they've not only lost their dad, but now they have the shame of their immediate family members and grandma being involved in the hit of killing their own dad? Wow. Look at, she's sitting there pondering, how's this coming across? Yeah, Trial Channel, thank you. You need to make sure, look as much as you can before you start Donna's trial, because looking at Charlie's trial and looking at Wendy's interview and also Wendy's testimony in Charlie's trial will really help set good background. You would think so. Look at, she's not thinking anything out loud like, oh my gosh, how are my boys going to survive this? Why? Who are these people? She's not inquisitive at all. And keep in mind, when the victim advocate brought up the fact that Dan's still alive, she's, oh really? That's a game changer. It's a game changer, really? A game changer for what? Your plans? Really, your plans to right away flee to Miami Beach? And then when Detective Isom came in the room, you know what she didn't do? Right away asked him, "Hey, what's this I hear from victim advocate that she's telling me that Dan is still alive? Do we have some good news here?" No, she sort of waited and waited and waited till there was a lighter moment, and then she sort of like, "Oh, so what's this about?" The victim advocate raised the question that Dan's still alive, and so she's not at all excited to hear that Dan's still alive, and it's like she's worried about it. And so suspicious, extremely suspicious. Yeah. Teresa M., this is the worst acting I've seen. Her behavior is nothing like a person in shock after learning of death, much less the death of her father of young children. So keep in mind, they're in a knockdown, drag out. She couldn't stand Dan. She said he's emotionally abusive, and yet she's crying, but she's not doing any realistic crying. It's all like boo-hooing kind of stuff. She's not having tears run down her face. She's not asking more details. She's not asking them to catch the killers.
Right now is like a form of torture.
I'm sorry. I know. I keep leaving you, and I don't want to, but.
Hey, that's awesome, Trial Channel. Great to hear.
Joanna, who's been in and out of here, the female, she is, just to get some back, she's our special victims investigator, which means she does all the child and sexual assault and those types of crimes. Yeah. And she spoke to Lynn, and Lynn's very well aware that.
Hold on here. Trial Channel. Yeah, if I can, for anything involving Adelsons, I'd like to live stream off of your channel. So instead of going to try to get a court feed, if I could just copy off your Trial Channel, the live streaming, that'd be great.
Mine also has an MSW.
Everyone does, it seems like sometimes. So very aware that they don't know, what's going on, not to disclose.
Yeah, Beach Bum, that's another good point. Trial Channel, if you guys look at Wendy's 3 times she's testified previously, so you got Charlie's trial, you got the initial trial, trial 1, that was involving Sigfredo Garcia and Katie McBanwell. Sigfredo got convicted. She testified in that. Katie had a hung jury on that one, but then Katie got retried a second time, got convicted. So Wendy's already testified 3 times in front of juries. And as I've said earlier, all 3 times it was conviction. And so if you want to do like just a string of Wendy's testimony, there's so much attention on Wendy's testimony because her testimony keeps on changing. And if you even do a comparison to what she says on the witness stand to even what she's saying in this roughly 5-hour interview here, it's really amazing how much the story keeps evolving and changing. So when you're thinking of mega compilations, yeah, I mean that's something you could do as well. A lot of people have shorts on it as well, and so anyway, something that would help show coverage, I believe.
Anything,
yeah,
overly.
But Lynn knows.
I don't know what Joanna is. I mean, Lynn knows something's up and something's wrong, and I'm sure Lynn and like everyone else seems to do nowadays probably Googled or looked at the news,
Yeah.
So, and I think she does know it involves obviously dating.
Because I'm here and I seem to be okay.
They should charge her with perjury. That's what they should do, sir. Tedrick Walker.
They did get in touch
with the rabbi?
With one of the rabbis, yes.
So over there?
I believe so, yes.
Great.
And then, if nothing else, even the hospital usually has.
Hi.
It's true.
That's his cell phone number.
Okay.
I spoke with him, and he's going up there.
Good.
I spoke with the hospital, and they have already had somebody come by. They have already had a rabbi come by.
Really?
Because they have chaplains. They have
come by. Yeah, why aren't you up there? Yeah, exactly, Robin. That's why aren't you up there with your kids? He has nobody but a rabbi. Really? What a terrible way to die.
chaplains of all different denominations.
Like just on call.
Mhm.
There's not a lot of Jews in town.
I don't know, but he is going,
Thank God.
and that's his cell phone.
Okay.
I told him you would probably touch base and reach out to him
Honestly,
whenever. No. Okay.
I don't really have a great relationship with him.
Okay.
So he's not really who I want to talk to right
That's
now.
fine.
I just want to make sure he's
The
giving
other
Danny
rabbi
what
that you
he
gave
needs.
me is out of town.
I have a great relationship with him.
Okay. Yeah, he's on his voicemail. It said he's out of town
I saw
till
on Facebook. He's with his grandkids.
Yeah, so would be in and out.
They think that money can buy them their way out of a conviction. So they're still stuck on that mode that if we throw enough money at a problem, the problem's going to go away. But yeah, at her age, not sure if they'd take a deal, but you think they'd be trying desperately get her something like a 10-year sentence where she could get out maybe a third of that time. But of course, she'd have to implicate her daughter, Wendy, here, which keep in mind, Wendy has cut off all contact with her mom. Her mom's in Leon County Jail. This interview was in Leon County, keep in mind, in Tallahassee, Florida. And Wendy is completely ghosting her mom. So her mom and brother does this to help her because they all wanted to have the family together there in South Florida, except the strange honorable son up in the Northeast, Dr. Rob Adelson. But this accomplished it. Having Dan Markel executed accomplished that of having them all down there in South Miami, Florida area. And this is the main benefactor sitting right here, Wendi Adelson.
He was like, is there anybody else in the community I need to reach out to? I said, as of right now,
I'm just gonna take his number to give to his parents in case they want.
Yeah, have them. They would probably want to talk to the rabbi. So,
Okay.
I'm really glad he's going over there. I can't talk to him right now.
Okay. And that's fine. And I mean, he asked about you and asked if there was anything you needed. And okay, so, and I said, well, I may have her,
That may be the rabbi that presided over the wedding ceremony. And as I understand, he was highly offended that non-kosher food was served, unbeknownst to Dan Markel, that a non-kosher food was served. And it was ordered per Wendy and her mom. So this was all done behind Dan's back. So it created quite a ruckus to start out the marriage that way, and have Dan be duped by non-kosher food because he would not eat anything but kosher food all the time.
she wants to reach out, and he's like, absolutely, anything that's needed. So,
Thanks, Trial Channel.
Thank you.
Appreciate you very much.
Lynn, we spoke. She knows the children don't know what's going on.
And she knows.
She knows that he was seriously injured. And that
Did she seem okay? Like, is she with Alan? Are they
no?
together?
I talked with Alan. She was out when I got him.
Okay.
Apparently, he just does not answer his cell phone. He's like, "Let me give you my cell phone." I was like, "I called it."
There she is doing that big smile again. Look at that. Your boys are going to be traumatized for life, and you can crack these big smiles. I just don't get it.
Twice. So she was out somewhere. She wasn't at home when I got a hold of him.
Okay.
So he said, let me call her. I'll have her come. So she came by herself, but she had talked to him. She was fine. Cool as a cucumber.
Okay.
She's, and just for time's sake, I knew Jane was up here with you. I was going to bring her up, but it was at 5:30.
Yes, sir, Tedrick Walker. They can bring up prior testimony. To some extent, they don't want to completely destroy her credibility because they're calling her as their own witness. So you don't really want to normally call a prosecutor just to basically impeach them and show them to be a liar. So you want to have truthful witness and testimony as a prosecutor. But in this particular case, she's a unnamed co-conspirator, or I should say unindicted co-conspirator. She's been named as a co-conspirator, but not actually been indicted as such. So hopefully that'll change soon, and they'll also add on multiple counts of perjury testifying in these various murder trials.
Getting her out to get the kids, and she knows the kids don't know anything, and it was going to be, mom's running late, Aunt Lynn, it's McDonald's time, whatever the case may be.
That sounds great.
All right.
Thank you.
No, no problem, no problem. I'm sorry my face is so red. I told her I was laughing because my rear end's sticking up, bending over, getting the seat.
That's also why, think about it. That's why her two boys can never be alone with any of the family tree of Dan Markel, the surviving members of Dan Markel's family. They cannot be alone with the boys because Wendy has to be there to monitor everything in case something is said that could wind up hurting her down the road in a criminal setting.
It was like, I'm sure 7th
my
Avenue
God.
is loving
Did you
this.
see all the Cheerios that are in that car?
We did. At
I
least
I know
can be
it's
all that and
there.
Oh yeah, worried about how dirty your van is. Like that's really a concern here, right? Who cares that Dan Markel is dying in a hospital with massive gunshot wounds to the face? But we can just yuck it up here, have a grand old time, right?
I meant to
No,
clean the car
please.
this week. No, I'm glad I didn't because it would look like I was trying to erase a crime scene.
Well, and the funny thing was that we said, I don't know which car seat goes to which. And when we were walking up, I said, okay, I have the left, you have the right. And then we sat him down and she and I picked him up and I went, I don't remember
one
which
kid
one
is
was
short
which.
and chunky, and one kid is long and skinny.
So when they get in and it doesn't fit,
Laughing,
they'll figure it
laughing.
They'll
out.
figure it out.
Because as we were walking out, I was like,
You should bolt out of there hours ago. You should have done that and grabbed your kids and gone up to see Dan. But no, it's all about fishing for information to see where the investigation is leading and also leaving different breadcrumbs out there to make sure you are looking good and other people will take the fall, but not yourself.
remember which one was which.
Lynn is really great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so she was great, and
Ugh.
Alan was like, because I was very cryptic with him on the phone. I just don't want to tell people. He's like, "Do I need to come up there?" I'm like,
That
"No,
sounds
no,
like
no."
Alan.
He said everything's fine.
That's a good
I was
imitation.
like, "She's all right." He's like, "Okay."
Look at him smiling,
So,
laughing. Yeah.
You told him that Danny was
I told Lynn more than I told him,
okay.
just because it was on the phone. So I'm sure when Lynn left here, she called. So
Am I just gonna be here for like hours?
I don't think so. I mean, I
it's
think
gonna get that long.
I think they're just quite honestly waiting on the phone. Remember how we told you they put it on the machine?
Yeah, that he had to
To do the phone, and it just takes,
forever.
depending what's on there,
Yeah.
as far as if you have lots of pictures of the kids or, it takes some time to do that.
Yeah.
And then they actually brought your van back here, and I got the car seats out of that, and I think they were finishing up. So I think
I'm
that's
gonna
all
need
they're
the
waiting.
police help to get the car seats back in.
You may.
Yeah, everyone, I omitted to say that. Recommend you all subscribe to the trial channel because that's who we're also going to be using for coverage of the Donald Adelson trial and future trials. So if I can use trial channel for any future live streaming of court cases, that's my go-to source.
I always have them installed here.
Yeah, and on the strap that goes over, we
Yeah.
hooked them. I didn't tighten them as tight as they should be. I was like, "Here,
You know
can
what?
you see?" And she's like, "Nope, I'm good," because they weren't moving. So
Yeah.
it's definitely a chore. That's why my face is so red because I've been out there doing that. But I'll
Jane has not ever testified, but that will, I'm sure, change when Wendy's prosecuted.
touch base with Isom. Hopefully, it's not
We wanted to talk to him about a potential lead, so
okay.
Yeah.
I'll let him know.
Seems like a pretty calm setting there. There's no trauma. There's no shock. I mean, you would think that them boys would be at the front center of everything she's saying and doing right now, and she'd be wanting to get the heck out of there and go see the boys. But no, she wants to make sure that she gets her phone back. That's more important than seeing Dan and getting her boys. Just to console and comfort the boys, even if you don't tell them right away what happened, just to be there with them and go up to the hospital, even if you're not going to go in the room and see Dan, at least be there outside praying and meeting with the rabbi and just showing that you care.
Sorry, I know it's a lot of.
But that's too much.
I want to talk to my parents and get them up here.
And I told him that, and he said it's true.
No, that's not true, Camel Cass. She's only a unindicted co-conspirator, so that would not keep her from visiting her mom in the jail. She could also even pose as an attorney representing her mom, just to see her mom if they had some kind of prohibition. So I don't think that's the case at all. You think it would be a ban, but I've never seen a jail ban someone that's a co-conspirator if they haven't been charged.
Relatively soon that you get your phone back. I don't know.
Why not use someone else's phone?
I don't. Yeah, because you know the number. Let me go ask again and just be like, can she just call?
Yeah. Do you have a phone, right?
Cell phone.
If I could borrow it, though.
Thanks, Food is Love, for helping out again. Lauren Crime, yeah, the women are not acting like a huge tragedy just occurred, laughing so inappropriate, disrespectful. Obsidian, yes, they have deposed Wendy before. That was in the first trial, but pretty much Wendy pled the fifth to virtually everything. She even fought it to the Court of Appeals, trying to avoid testifying. But when the prosecution called her, that's when she has immunity. When the defense called her, she doesn't have immunity. So that's why she really don't want to testify unless she doesn't want to testify at all, but she doesn't have any immunity under the state statute unless the prosecution's the one calling her. Very calmly sitting there. Doesn't look shock and trauma. Yeah, Carrie Richless, she was laughing, but then wait till she hears Jeff Lacasse. It's Lacasse, his interview. Obsidian, you're saying she's doing fake hyperventilating. Yeah, it does sound fake too. Leah Simpson, no sense of urgency to get to the hospital so your children's father doesn't die alone. This makes me so angry. Yeah, it's going to make the jury angry too. They just need to charge her, get this show on the road. Yeah, his family's up in Canada, Robin S. So yeah, it doesn't look good. That's just common decency. I don't care what dispute you've had in the past. You're doing it for your children. If you can't do it for the Markells, you do it for your children. Yeah, she's way too calm. Double Bend Leather Company, I agree. Yeah, look at all the
How you
dirty
doing?
tissues still there. Wow.
I don't know.
Okay.
There's Detective Isom again.
How are you doing?
Guy on the right.
I feel like my head's about to explode.
You know, you're asking how he's doing. That is just so contrived. It just doesn't seem sincere, does it? You're trying to get chummy with the detective, seeing how he's doing. Why wouldn't you be like, hey, I need to get my phone back. I need to go up to see my kids. I need to go to see Dan. What's this about him? What's his current status?
About the same.
Okay. I need to find out this number here, 6,800.
Yeah.
That's Danny's number. Wait, 6,800. 202.
8200.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same here. I'm just going through. These are phone calls that you
Thanks,
made.
Snake Tips.
Charlie's your brother?
Yeah. No, I didn't call any like weird sex hotlines or anything this morning.
That's okay. We've seen that
Really
before.
embarrassing.
That's all right. You checked your voicemail yet?
Oh.
Or no, you
Why
checked.
would it be a 305 number?
I don't know.
Um.
Your number, isn't that you?
Yeah, that's
Cindy?
me.
Okay, called this number.
Okay. That says voicemail.
Right.
Okay.
I don't know what that means, but I'm just basically going over this with you to see if you can clear up anything. And of course, this is Charlie, your brother. Your brother. Michelle Turner.
A friend of mine who lives in Colorado.
So going through her phone right now.
Renee. Renee's the one that used to be the victim advocate. Renee is a very close friend of mine that is interviewing at FSU today for a position and leaving at 7:30. And if there was ever a woman I would really like to get a hug from, it's Renee, but I don't want to bother her on her.
Rita Hinden.
That's the mother of my friend Tova Nugget. So it must be like a family plan under her mom's name for some reason. But
So you called the friend.
My friend Tova was returning her message.
TOBA?
TOVA, Tova.
Okay. Emily Benfer?
I didn't talk to her. I sent her a text.
Okay, I see it.
Sent her I just sent her a gift for her baby, and she was texting me to thank me.
We're going to talk about Jeff here in a minute.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It looked like part of the ceiling just fell off.
I know, I was worried about that too. That one's
Right?
before, but maybe it was some others.
Oh, I really can't. I guess I need to hold on to this in case Danny needs
Just have it in case.
Yeah, this is just way too lighthearted conversation. Dr. Latina, do I think Wendy's on a no-fly list or at least on the radar in case she decides to book out of the country? I would hope so. I don't have any confirmation on that, but she's not going to be on a no-fly list. I think it's all a matter of is there some kind of alert system if she's going to purchase a ticket through maybe like Department of State or Department of Homeland Security.
Yeah, and I took it down too. So when I get in contact with his parents, I prefer
it would matter to them to have contact with like the local Jewish stuff in town. I bet I won't answer it, but it's my friend Robin, and I bet she's in the general counsel's office at FSU. I wonder what people have seen.
She keeps telling what jobs the people she's connected to have. Like, this gives her credibility and clout.
I don't know, and that's kind of why we're trying to get his parents notified, because it's very difficult now to beat technology and news sometimes in this field.
I missed Robin. Please call Jimmy Judkins. That's my attorney. Should I call him? That's my attorney.
You know, she's an attorney and she's just like acting like, I don't know anything to do. I don't know what to do. You guys tell me what to do. That way I can't be accused of doing the wrong thing. But you know, there's such a thing as emotions and empathy and being concerned with the trauma that your boys will have to go through once they're ultimately told what's going on. What about having some love and empathy for what Dan is going through right now? There is none. Zero.
For the divorce case, not like an attorney for life.
And once Investigator Isom finishes talking to you, I'd call whoever you feel comfortable with calling.
Okay. Whoa. Just need to know you're all okay. I don't even know who these people are. Can I listen to the message from Robin just to hear why I need to call Jimmy? She's called a lot of times. God, I wonder what she knows. Try the... Can you write? Oh, she's gonna text me. It's weird. So why would Jimmy need to talk to me? He's my lawyer for the divorce case.
Why'd you be calling a lawyer from the divorce case? Really, that's what you're worried about? You're not worried about Dan Markel dying up in a hospital room? You're not worried about your boys?
Cutie, very pretty hair.
Look at the laughing and smiling. This is really, really sick.
I just am curious, like what's
Yeah.
coming in. Right now it looks like a whole bunch of nothing.
She doesn't realize the jury will have common sense and realize there is no empathy here, and that's a really bad sign. Really bad sign that goes against Wendy here.
A lot of the rest of the world going on.
And so I don't forget, because sometimes I tend to do that when you're ready to get out of here.
Yeah.
What's your phone number?
954-803-0079.
Okay.
All right.
Detective Isom again.
Yeah.
There's a lot of nothing going on, and then my turn.
I see trial channel. You're saying you don't stream, you just upload. But would you cover the live trial? I guess that would be considered a live stream, even though you're not going to comment on it. Is that something you can do? Because the court has a feed that media can live stream off of.
Attorney really wants to talk to me.
Okay.
Did you hear about that?
No.
I think it's nothing. It says we
Your
got
attorney for.
our divorce case.
Oh, okay.
It says we got a new judge.
Oh.
Anyway.
Okay. All right. Let's. I mean,
Talk to us.
I didn't know earlier, but apparently you got a guy in your life named Jeff.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about Jeff.
I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to hide anything.
No, I know you weren't.
I just didn't think to tell you about him. So he's been my boyfriend. We've been dating since.
So much conscious that, hey, I'm not trying to lie to you about anything, cover anything up. I just I didn't assume him. I'm like so clueless. I don't know about any of these kind of dastardly evil people that would do something like this to Dan Markel.
End of October, Jane actually set us up, which is why Jane thought of him first. And Jane and I had a long talk earlier this week. We went on a walk together and talked about.
But keep in mind, listen, right there, she outs herself because she had testified that she had laryngitis all week and couldn't talk, right? Let me back that up here a sec.
End of October,
He
Jane
slipped
actually
up.
set us up, which is why Jane thought of him first. And Jane and I had a long talk earlier this week. We went on a walk together and talked about. I wasn't really sure I wanted to continue dating him. We had like a fight at the end of June, and it was weird. And then I went away for 2 weeks and just got back, and I asked him to just no contact for a week just so I could kind of figure out whether I wanted to be with him or not.
When did you ask him that?
Monday night after yoga. I sent him an email Monday night.
Yours or his yoga or both?
I don't know what that means. I went to a yoga
Who
class.
went to yoga together or?
Like together.
Look at laughing. Yeah, this is so funny.
Okay.
Some guys like
Unreal.
yoga.
I'm not judging. I'm just asking.
I go to yoga, or I
And
used
Jeff
to,
goes too?
and he would go with me sometimes.
So
I
Monday
think
night after yoga,
I sent him
this past Monday.
this Monday.
Okay.
Yes, July 14th.
Okay.
I just sent him an email and said, my heart is really heavy and I'm having trouble figuring out what to do. It'd be a lot easier if I just didn't have any contact from you for 1 week, and then we'll.
Yeah, her heart's really heavy over breakup of Dan Markel, yet you're seeing other men, right? Yeah, that right there is a lie to Detective Isom.
Kind of figure out where to go from there. And so I haven't had any contact from him.
Was he amicable to that, or did he?
he didn't respond to it. I said, I'm going to take your silence as acceptance. And
Oh, okay. You were in person telling.
no, I emailed him after yoga. He'd been like, let's go out tomorrow, let's go out the next day. And I have a hard time saying no. And so I didn't say no in person. And then later I wrote him and said, I really just need like a week of silence to get some clarity on where we are.
Okay. So he never responded. Still has not responded.
The only response I had is that I bought some presents for Ben for his birthday when Jeff and I went to Destin one time and he had them at his house. And so he brought them. I came to work and there was a bag of the presents from his house. But I had asked him at yoga, I said, oh, when you get a chance, I'm really going to need you to bring those presents because I don't have the boys this week and I could wrap them. And so he just brought the presents so I could wrap them.
When did he bring them?
It must
I
have
agree
been
with that. I'll be
Tuesday
the judge.
at some point. I think I got to I'm not in the office like 9 to 5 right now because I just finished teaching and students are out of session. And so I have writing deadlines. So I work sometimes from home or from a coffee shop. And so I rolled into work sometime mid-morning and they were there. So I don't know what time he was there, but I could ask my
I can do that.
sister.
Sorry.
Well, that's all right. You're saying
Thanks for
you
reminding
asked
me.
him for them
And he brought them.
on the phone, I guess?
Yeah, when I saw him at yoga on Monday,
Okay.
I
Thanks,
had mentioned to him
Lex.
that I wanted to wrap these presents. I had all, most of the week without the boys, and I was, looking for something to do. I might as well wrap Ben's birthday presents, and so he brought them to the office.
So he brought them even after the whole.
I said no
need some
contact,
space.
but yeah.
Why would you say? What was how long have you been seeing Jeff?
Since the end of September.
Okay, all right, and so since September, you all have been seeing each other exclusively?
In the fall, I was dating someone else too, and the relationship really evolved around February. I post-divorce, I was kind of slow to
Right.
but so I jokingly used to call him my special man friend, and around February, he started being more like my boyfriend. He started spending some time with the kids, and they really adore him. And I introduced him as mommy's friend, not as mommy's boyfriend. So they just think of him as Jeffrey, and he plays Star Wars with them. And so he and I would spend time together on the nights or the days I didn't have the boys. And then when I had the boys, he never stayed over, but he would sometimes join us for dinner and play with the kids and then go home.
Yeah, and he was cut out of the boys' life the same week that their dad was. Isn't that nice?
And things actually were great, and I was very happy. And then we went to Gainesville together. He's a social work professor at FSU, and he was teaching a class at Gainesville. And so I didn't have the boys that weekend. I went with him to work on some writing, and we had a great weekend until Saturday night. We went out to dinner. We came home, and he just was convinced that I'd been cheating on him for months, and had kept track of it, and was just absolutely convinced that I was cheating on him. And I kept telling him I wasn't, and he just was.
Right there, she's lying because you know what? Georgia has her receipts, and she called her out on it in the last trial. Georgia was bringing up that she was cheating on Dan, and she tried to imply that she wasn't. And then she reminded her that they have some data on her, and I can't remember which kind of communication, but that, and then it was like, Wendy tried to deflect some more on that, but she was busted on it. I can't remember the exact details on it, but those of you that watched it know what I'm talking about. But yeah, go back and watch her testimony from especially Charlie's trial, the last one. It was about 20 months ago, that his trial where he was convicted.
I felt not very trusting of me, and it just made me feel really uncomfortable.
And he shouldn't be, because you were cheating on him frequently.
And after that happened, I wasn't sure that I wanted to be with him anymore.
I'm wondering what brought this on, the whole not trusting thing.
I'd been dating someone else in the fall, and so.
Rexy Rabbit, yes, this is a case I've been covering for 2.5 years. It involves multiple folks involved in the killing of Florida State University law professor Dan Markell. So this is more in-depth, detailed kind of coverage we're doing here. This involving Wendi Adelson. She was the main benefactor of the murder. She's never been charged. She's an unindicted co-conspirator. So anyway, I'll just leave it at that. But if you want to Google Dan Markell or Adelson murder case. You'll find all that on YouTube.
He had asked me, did you see someone else in the fall? Kind of once things were good with us, maybe around April. And I said I did. And I told him about it. And he felt like, I don't know, he was jealous of him. And he was like, I don't want you to see him. And
All right, thanks, Trial
the guy
Channel.
I was dating was leaving town. And so I said, well, I want to, go get coffee with him before I leave town. And he said, like, I really, I don't want you to do that. And we had an argument about it, and I went and had coffee with him anyway, and he ended up at the same coffee shop at the same time and saw us having coffee and got really angry. And
She's all giddy, isn't she?
When was that?
That was May, like mid to late May, maybe.
Okay. Well, do you think it was a coincidence, or do you think he intentionally went to
I think it was a total coincidence. Okay. I was only there for like 30 minutes, and yeah, I think it just is a small town.
Okay. All right. What kind of car does Jeff drive?
I'm really bad with this. It's silver colored. I think it's a Nissan. It's very old and very rundown.
Think about that. She's trying to be high society, South Beach, Miami kind of lifestyle, and she's dating a guy that drives a beat up Nissan, junky Nissan. Sounds like she's playing him, right? Playing him to be the fall guy.
Silver Nissan.
Gray.
And he lived in a basement. And she earlier said his house. He lived in a room of a basement of somebody else's house.
Silver.
Okay.
He was saving his money for future. He was dedicated to saving up the nest egg to then purchase whatever house or car he wanted to later, because he was working on his doctorate. So
you don't know what year or how many doors or anything?
I want to say 2 doors.
2 door.
And I don't know what year it is. I have no idea.
You pretty sure about the 2 door?
I'm pretty sure. I feel like, yeah.
Is it his car exclusively?
no, it's 4 doors, just like the Prius. How convenient! It's like the Prius that the hitman used coming up from Miami area.
Exclusively. He doesn't even have to share it with anyone.
Okay. Does he live alone?
Mm-hmm.
Where does he live?
He lives in an apartment complex. I've actually only been over there once because he was kind of embarrassed. It's a basement apartment, and it's off
Okay, I was thinking it's a house, but here she's saying it's an apartment.
Park Street. I think it's called Victory Gardens.
Okay.
It's like between Park and Appalachie.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Trial Channel. I'm not aware of that.
It's off Victory Garden. You know the name of the complex?
I thought that's the name of it. Is Victory Gardens a road?
Victory Gardens a road, yeah.
I thought that was the name of the apartment.
That's all right. That's all right.
Is it closer to Park Avenue, or is it closer to, or is it halfway down?
It's if you turn left, if you're on Park and you're heading towards downtown, if you turn left, it's on your right.
Okay.
Who are you?
I'm sorry, I'm Investigator Cherry. I just got a couple of questions if I can just jump in real quick.
Yeah.
Obviously, we asked earlier about Danny's passcodes to his phone, his iPad, and all his stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can tell you one that he used to have back in the day.
Yeah, let me have that one.
God, it's the only one I can think of though.
It's okay.
I know a passcode used to be Meraglim 1. It was MERAGLIM 1.
I'm sorry, M-E.
E is an elephant.
Yeah, she's happy and relieved.
GLIM 1. But this is.
The longer she's there, the more she seems like it's really happened. This is like so great. My life's going to change for the better now.
It's like.
Wow, yeah. I got that. Well, here's the thing. I got 3 kids, and we've downloaded a lot of games on our phones and our iPad and everything, and the little buggers will try to know the passcode. Now, Danny seemed very involved with his children. Yeah. I got that sense as soon as I stepped in the house. Is there any chance that the kids may know?
Maybe they know the iPad code. They might.
All right. When we get a chance, can we just double check and see that? Because that might help us out.
Can I ask them rather than you? I just think.
Oh no!
No, you're gonna be the one asking.
I want you to ask them.
Absolutely, they know. I don't have an iPad, but my parents do, and they know like what's the secret code,
Right.
So they would know if Abba had a secret. That's what they call Danny. They call him Abba. They would know if Abba had a secret code. What's the secret code?
Right.
So I can ask them in a way that.
And so the iPad and the phone, if they know.
Does his phone have a passcode?
Yeah.
Do you have his phone? Yeah.
Let's here's the kid's date of birth.
I was thinking maybe that. I mean, I don't know. Usually people use like dogs. We don't have a dog.
Yeah,
You didn't
thanks,
have a dog
Dr.
growing up.
Latina.
Well, the texts are telling me that it was possibly a number. Like mine.
Dr. Latina, you're talking about this issue about whether she's cheating on Dan or not. Yeah. So Georgia said, remember, before you answer this, you're under oath. And I think she also mentioned we have the data messages or something like that. So
Mine's a number and not
That's what
necessarily
I
a
would.
word.
Yeah, I would think it would be a number.
So I was thinking maybe birthdays and whatnot.
Yeah. So
The one son's birthday is July 29, 2009.
Which one's that?
Benjamin.
That's Ben.
And any other ones is October 13th, 2013.
No, 2012.
I'm sorry,
2010.
2010.
You were wrong.
I know.
That's Lincoln.
I was there for it.
You were there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, mine are 6, 3, and 8 months tomorrow.
Oh wow.
Okay.
look at her smile.
Yeah, let me know.
Okay, so I will as soon as I see them and it's appropriate.
She's
I'll
happy.
ask them and see if I can find out.
Well, he can try the 2 date of birth now.
Oh
so-
yeah, no, of course. I just meant in terms of asking them what's
Right.
Abba's
Yeah,
secret code.
Small guy.
It may be important to kind of get that out of the way.
I know. I just meant like I haven't seen my kids.
No,
yet,
I
so
understand that. I understand that. And it is.
as soon as I see them and I can be like, does Aunt Lynn have an iPad? Does Abba has an iPad? What's his code? I'll ask as soon as I can ask. Okay.
Nice to meet you.
No trauma, no
So
signs of
that's,
trauma here.
is that Hebrew, the Ava?
Yeah.
Okay, that's father?
Mhm.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I know that like abuela for Spanish is grandmother.
That's true.
Right, Sarah?
It is.
Do you speak Spanish?
No, I probably should, but I don't.
I do.
Okay, the guy that you were seeing in the fall that Jeff got jealous of,
His
saw
name's Daniel.
Daniel?
Mhm.
Daniel what?
Sack.
Sack?
SACK. He's moved. So he was he and I actually went to college together and I randomly found out that he was still in Tallahassee. But he was really eager to leave Tallahassee. He wanted to be in the Northeast. And so
Law student? Lost.
No, he's teaching at the theater department. So we knew each other in college and then lost track for 12 years and then he ended up getting hired by the theater department here.
But since left.
Since in May, at the end of May, he moved to Amherst to start a job there.
Connecticut
Massachusetts.
in May.
Yeah, end of May, maybe early June, something like that.
Is Amherst a college?
Yeah, but he's at UMass Amherst.
Okay.
My stomach really hurts.
Do you need to eat?
No, I don't know that I'm gonna eat for a long time.
Okay. Do you
Good
need
thing I
something?
had that
You got water.
last lunch.
And you saw him
Sounds as she's saying it so calmly, though. Do you really believe any of that?
briefly at the same time you were seeing Jeff?
In the fall, yeah. I had actually never dated two people at once before, but I wasn't exclusive with either one. And
Right.
so I dated them both until until I realized like Daniel just was gonna leave and I thought Jeff had potential. So
Yeah, did Jeff know that? Did Jeff know you were dating this other guy? No, he's accusing you of cheating on him, and you said, no, I'm exclusive with you. That's what you're saying to Jeff. And so again, more deception and lies told here to Detective Isom.
But let's get back to this Saturday.
mhm.
I guess this was this past Saturday that he got mad about.
When he got mad, it was June 28th. It was before I left
Okay.
for Miami with the boys.
Okay.
So yeah, he got really mad.
But what's
She loved making him mad because that gave her a script to use when she's ever questioned, to say, look, he was really mad. He was upset at me and very jealous type. So this jealous, raging boyfriend of mine that I dumped, he decided to strike out and win me back by killing my ex. That was the script.
Park that.
That was what was really sort of surprising is Daniel had been gone. We'd had a month of like really, really great times, very happy month. And we went out to a nice dinner with friends and then got back to the hotel room and I could just tell he was upset. And so for me, it kind of came out of nowhere.
Was that in Gainesville?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's when Jeff wanted to look at your phone or something?
Yeah. Did Jane tell you that?
Yeah.
So he had said that he wouldn't, it wasn't that time, but he had said, you know, I, you know, like if Jeff would be over and I was doing something, I would leave my phone out. I have this like old agenda book. I'd leave that out. And basically he said that he like saw that I had called Daniel and he saw it in
Daniel
my phone.
Sack?
So trial channel, see, I can click and move the words. So I guess you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sorry, that's why I said there's Danny and then there's Daniel.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm trying it. I can't.
So,
it's not working.
So it had really upset me that he had gone through my phone and that he had. I mean, I was just the whole time I was just kind of crying. I was just really sad. I felt like we had a great relationship and his behavior.
I don't. Let's see. Lina Judy, you're saying, do I think they'll play more of this interview this time? I don't think they'll play the interview unless she denies saying it. And even then, they could just use maybe a written transcript of it. But in her trial, this should all come in.
Behavior made me think that I couldn't really be with someone like that. And I didn't really say much other than I was just really like, no, I didn't cheat on you. Like, yes, I saw Daniel in the fall. Like, no, I haven't seen him more than as a friend since February. And like, if you don't trust me, we can't really do this. So.
Oh wow, they got her digital trail on this. So this is all right here, completely misleading to Detective Isom.
And then he was, you know, really sad and apologetic and was like, oh my God, you know, you're the best thing that's ever happened to me and I'm going to lose you. And I never really thought I would be in a police station talking about my relationship.
Well,
I understand that.
It's how dare you ask me about a relationship pattern I had with Jeff and another guy. And I need to just get my phone back so I can go on with my merry life.
Relevant.
So this was on the 28th of June in Gainesville.
Yeah, so we drove back that Sunday morning and I cried the whole way. We drove back to the house and I told them like, my parents don't believe that I can drive the boys down to South Florida by myself. So they like to drive up and help me drive down with them. So my folks were coming up that Sunday. So Jeff left, I had a couple of hours. My parents came up and then Monday morning I went and picked up the kids. And that was the weekend that Amy was visiting, Danny's girlfriend. Okay. So that was my first time meeting Amy. So I went to our former house and I was really, you know, anxious to meet Amy and kind of sad about 620. Sad about the whole thing. And so my dad was like, well, I'll stand with you. So my dad stood next to me on the doorbell and Amy was perfectly lovely. And I picked up the kids and they seemed really happy and got in the car and said goodbye.
Okay. That was Monday.
Yeah.
And then
I was in Coral Springs or Miami with my folks and my brother and my other brother came down. It was my dad's 70th birthday on July 5th. So we had a party for him and I had Skype contact with Danny and the boys. And so after we left the next day, he flew up to New York and was in New York that whole time.
Who?
Danny.
Okay.
So Amy went back in the next day.
You mean Gibbers? Gibbers is what she referred to him in her phone. She didn't listen to him as Danny. She had him down as Gibbers.
And so he was in New York the whole time I was in. He flew back July 11th in time to pick up the boys on that Friday afternoon.
Okay. Let's get back to Jeff after you come back to Tallahassee, and I can't remember which day you
So I had lost my voice. Right. So I got back to Tallahassee. My parents came with us, and then Saturday morning, I took my folks to get their rental car. They left, and I had a cold, and I wasn't feeling well, so I kind of just was in my house all day Saturday. Sunday, Jeff and I made plans to go see. So Sunday the 11th, 12th.
Look at your phone.
Yeah, Sunday the 13th.
You hadn't seen him since you drove back on the 29th.
That's right. So July 13th, I saw him. We went to a movie and then got some dinner and we're talking, and it was confusing because I missed him and it was nice to be with him, but I also felt kind of like uncertain given his behavior in Gainesville. I have kids. I feel really protective
Yeah, how dare him accuse me of doing stuff behind his back.
of, if someone.
And that'll be the 13th.
The 13th is when I went out with him.
Okay. That's a Monday?
No, it was a Sunday. And then the 14th was the night I went to yoga, and he came and seemed to want to like go out a lot the rest of the week, and I just knew I needed some headspace to figure out what to do.
Okay, 13th you went out with Jeff, went to a movie. The 14th you went to yoga.
Mm-hmm.
He went to yoga.
Yeah.
But no discussion. Oh no, you email him later.
And say I'd like a week off.
How convenient.
And I'm sure, I don't know, like, you can find it in my phone. It'll be in my email track of what I sent. And
She won't talk to Jeff Lacasse after Monday of that week. She won't talk to Dan Markell that week because she has laryngitis. She goes for a long walk earlier that week with her friend Jane McPherson. Has her voice fine then, so she's conveniently setting this up.
And basically to Jeff saying, I want some time.
He
doesn't respond, but he brings up gifts on the Tuesday.
Yeah.
But you'd had no contact since the yoga on Monday night.
None.
Yeah, keep in mind, those that are new to the channel, she changed her boys. They were 3 and 4 years old. They had the Markell last name, and less than a year after their dad is executed, she had already had their last names changed to her last name. So she completely obliterated the Markell name from the boys' lives, and they really don't have much meaningful in contact with any of their surviving Markells. So it's really, really upsetting, and a tragedy that's enduring day after day after day, because the boys should have extensive close contacts with Dan's family, and they don't.
Okay. Nothing, no contact at all
No
since?
text, no email. I told him, I said no text, no email, no nothing. Like,
Is Jeff a violent person?
No.
Not at all?
No.
Jeff own a gun?
I don't think so. My guess would be like 100% no, but I guess I was only in his house one time. He certainly could have a gun and I wouldn't know about it, but he never
Lives by himself.
She's still going on with this thing about Jeff Lacasse being a potential guy behind this. How ridiculous.
lives by himself. He'd never talked to me about a gun.
Unbelievable.
He was in the military, so.
Oh,
Yep.
He's in the military before.
He knows how to use it. He may have a gun, and if he does, he knows how to use it. That's for sure.
Or
Yeah, he grew up in California. His dad was in the Air Force, and then he was in the Air Force and ended up in Adleson Air Force Base, and he started going to community college and took classes and was really bright and ended up doing a PhD here at FSU and then taught in Arizona and then just got rehired here. Not rehired, but like hired. And that's how Jane knows him, is she's doing a PhD in social work and Jeff is a professor in social work.
mm-hmm. I want to get a picture just to confirm I'm not talking about the right person.
I probably have one on my
Sure.
phone. And you can find him on FSU, right?
How long has he been back at FSU?
Since August.
And you all met through Jane?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just have pictures of my kids.
Completely normal. Completely normal day here. That's right, Trail Channel. Trial Channel, and anybody new to this case, look at Jeff Lacaste's testimony. You'll see what a great, honorable American he is.
This is for my dad's 70th birthday with my mom and dad and my boys. And
Wow.
Totally got played.
they're super cute.
Very nice.
He's a young study.
That's here on this channel feed.
He was loved and controlled, so I know there. The calls are definitely coming in.
I'll go see if I can get a.
Oh, I wanted to call my parents.
Yeah.
Should I wait?
Just for a couple minutes more. I'm just going to get a picture so I know that I'm talking about the right person.
Okay.
It'll come from a database.
Okay. I can listen to messages. Okay.
We can't hear what's being said.
Well, not strange. It's
And unfortunately, you're probably going to be
getting so many
inundated.
calls. So Tracy Cohen was like this woman that I was really, really good friends with, and she and her husband live on Trescott down the street. And they've got 2 little girls. And she was one person. She's the one person that it just really hurt my feelings. That after the divorce, I felt like she kind of took Danny's side. I think I've been calling from Park City, Utah.
Oh, so she picked up on things.
Anyways,
Smart
she's
woman.
Because she's like, she heard that she's on Trescott. She said, "Oh, you heard it, I guess." She said the shooting was. She heard that it was Danny, and she called the hospital, and they won't give her any information, and so she wanted to find.
So a neighbor calls the hospital, check on Danny, as she calls him, and you know what? You're not even doing that. You're not even going to the hospital to find more information. You're having it relayed through a detective, really?
Yeah. But I wonder, like, Tracy's husband Jeremy is a friend of Danny's. I probably should tell them that.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
There's just a lot of people.
Can you tell me what I need to say here?
Tracy's
I'm advocate.
husband Jeremy.
Okay, and Tracy's the person that you were just telling me about,
Yeah,
correct?
that I just felt
it was
sad.
kind of felt a little bit hurt when.
Her husband Jeremy is friendly with Danny. She lives on Trescott, and I'm just thinking Jeremy might be a good person to know about what's going on. I don't know if there's a good person to know. Like,
What I would say, because we're still trying to work on getting his parents notified.
So do that
just
first.
kind of, and what I'll do is, if you leave there before I have confirmations, before I get to talk to his parents, I got your number. I'll call you as soon as they know. And obviously, it's unfortunate, like things like this do get around, and it's sometimes for your benefit too, because you're going to start getting inundated, right? And sometimes my suggestion is, if you're comfortable with it, like have someone else man your phone or something like that.
I want to see this.
Well, there's a video we did. When was it? I think over a year ago, about Harvey's involvement. So if you want to go to this channel, you can see it. It was an entire live stream dedicated just to Harvey.
I now have 2 messages from the Utah.
There may be some others out there that cover as well, but
Can't hear it. I can only hear like barely any. Oh God.
yeah. So when Wendy testified, she was asked by the prosecutor, "What did you get your father for his 70th birthday?" And she couldn't remember. Very interesting. And it's totally Unbelievable. No credibility whatsoever. She could talk about a lot of other details, but she couldn't even remember what she got her dad for his 70th birthday. Because the implication was it had something to do with the hit on Professor Markel.
He's the academic dean at the law school, and he's saying it's an emergency. I'm guessing it's an emergency because he wants to know what's going on with Danny's. It's not an emergency.
You don't need to talk really to anybody but who you want, you know.
Let's listen to these puppies.
No, what she calls a shortcut, Detective Isom, was 40 minutes out of the way of where she was going to lunch and where there's other numerous liquor stores as well. So it was a 40-minute detour that she is alleging to be a quote unquote shortcut to get this bullet bourbon.
Lynn called not knowing anything at 4:47 just to chat.
And that might have been before they got in touch with her.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But like at a little before 5, she was just calling to shoot the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so funny. Ha ha. Yeah. But Wendy's the lawyer. Two dentists and a lawyer.
You hear it?
I can kind of hear.
That's really. She was saying that was my friend that was at the lunch.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I have a feeling he's behind all of this. She meant like she thought it was Danny's fault that I was there.
Excuse me.
Hi.
Hey, his parents, do I know?
Yeah, bring up Danny's fault.
Oh God, I'm gonna get called right now.
We've been working on it. We're trying to get the law enforcement to go. But
His mom is a large woman and has some ongoing health issues.
Okay.
I think they're both actually. I mean, they're turning 70 this
Sure.
year. So,
Okay.
oh my God, I can't.
Do you don't have a number for his sister, do you?
Let me see. I might actually. I've recently went through my phone and deleted stuff.
Right.
Yeah, so this is what, almost 4 hours into it, and only now you're offering to try to help get in touch with Dan's parents in Canada, really?
But let me see if I have Shelly.
Yeah.
I don't have Shelly.
What is Ruth Markel's health issue and her weight got to do with anything, really? It just shows the seething contempt she has for all of the Markels.
And it's Shelley Markle?
Markel.
Markel. Is it Shell?
Y. Just Y. I think I have Phil.
Okay.
I do. I have Phil's.
Okay. Because we tried Ruth's number and she didn't answer.
So a lot of times they have a place up north that they go to on the weekends. I don't have that number, but Phil might answer his cell phone. So here's
877.
It's he does a lot of business, and so I think it's a toll-free number.
Okay.
Well, let me see if I have Ruth's.
Okay.
If I have the country house number.
Yeah.
You guys are calling more, huh? Is there any update from the hospital?
Ruth is not a large woman, I agree. I've met her.
I did speak with ICU. I spoke with the nurse.
Is that the number you have for Ruth's house?
No.
His parents are recently divorced.
Okay.
I think she's at that number.
Okay. All right. Obviously, something we try to avoid as far as we like to have someone make contact in person, but we're just not having any luck right now because we don't have an address. We have business, because I was able to Google stuff and see the business
Yeah, but
stuff.
they're not going to be there.
Right.
How about email? You think you wouldn't remember their email address, or how about their Facebook page or something? There's something you would be able to give to them so they could have that ability to reach out to Phil and Ruth Markel. But no, that's too much. The hatred is too much.
So this is what we're going to try and do.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's not ideal. Generally, we like to try to get someone there for someone, but sometimes time isn't necessarily always on our side.
Because they want someone.
Well, they need to tell someone, because eventually he's gonna need someone to make those decisions and stuff.
Okay. It looks bizarre to get these messages of about book club and.
How life
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
funny,
sometimes
isn't it?
just keeps
Bizarre
going.
and funny.
Recommending students for jobs and sort of waiting. Oh my god.
Mm.
I can't help but feeling like this is all my fault.
It is.
Why would somebody do this, right? If I had been still married to him, then there wouldn't be anyone that was angry, right? There wouldn't be any kind of disgruntled, wouldn't be Amy's husband. This can't be a random act of violence. This has to be.
Yeah, maybe if he would have dated Jeff Lacasse, he wouldn't have tried to gun down Dan Markel in his garage. But too bad you didn't realize the fact that you can't pin it on Jeff Lacasse because he's already left Tallahassee and he has proof he was up in Tennessee when this happened. This particular day that you're being interviewed right now, he's already up in Tennessee. He was up in Tennessee the day before. So your efforts to point the finger at Jeff Lacasse completely failed.
On purpose. Someone did this for a reason.
But this is why I tell everybody, you don't cause people's actions. You can control your actions. You can't control anyone else's. And I know it's hard. And, as you and I kind of talk throughout this process, when time comes, I'll make recommendations for things that might be good for you and for the boys. But right now, let's just kind of deal with tonight.
Yeah.
We'll get there eventually.
Let me, I want to send some text sort of canceling my plans. I'm actually at 6:30. I was supposed to be at a party by now. So let me tell. God, the person throwing it works at Beavis Funeral Home.
Okay.
My friend Elizabeth is a more.
Yeah, if you guys want to go to look at Phil's victim impact statement, those of you new to the case, it's very, very disturbing to watch. It's only about maybe 12 minutes or so, but he reads it. And it's actually something that was recreated by my brother John. And his channel, he posted it. His channel is Brainwashing Children. So if you go to Brainwashing Children channel on YouTube, and you'll see Phil Markel's, because it wasn't really a good feed in court, so you couldn't hear it that clearly. So what happened is my brother flew out there and met Phil Markel, and then had him make the same statement that he read off of a written piece of paper he wrote it on, and so it's much clearer statement you can listen to that way.
Mortician. She's the prettiest mortician I've ever met. What did we say I should tell people?
Just say,
Can't
if you
make
want
it
to keep
tonight.
Yeah, just like, I'm very sorry, I can't make it tonight. I'll be in contact soon. You said they're doing a stop the bar party.
Yeah, I'd never heard of that. Is that a thing?
I think it's newer for newer people getting married and don't have as much money to spend on weddings, so you do a stop the bar party, so at least you get all your liquor and. Or maybe just stock a bar at your house. I don't know. But that was my interpretation when I've heard of the stock the bar.
I'll be drinking that bourbon for dinner.
Do you like bourbon?
No.
I don't know much about bourbon.
I don't know anything about bourbon. I asked her Okay, so that was tonight's plan. And then tomorrow, should I be
Don't worry about tomorrow. Just go ahead and do your tonight since you were supposed to be there at, basically now. And
I
I would
just
just
feel
wait.
like I shouldn't be going about my life as if it were normal. Like the kid. I don't know how to
Yeah, because that makes you look bad. That really makes you look bad. But she's trying to see how much can I get away with it, right? Going back to normal.
Well, and then you know what? You're going to be able to call your parents soon. And then I think once your parents get here, they'll kind of be able to help guide you on what's best.
Yeah.
So don't worry about canceling tomorrow's plan. You have a bunch of time to do that in between. And this is, the most important thing in keeping yourself the least amount of stress.
Come on now.
Sane, unstressed, whatever word you want to use.
So Robin kept telling me I had to call Jimmy. Should I call?
Who's Jimmy?
Jimmy is my divorce attorney. So
and Robin's your friend.
Robin's a good friend.
No, he's not dead yet, but they're
Robin
acting like he is.
At lunch with?
No.
I would just, again, I don't think
Why
that
don't I
might
send
be.
an email to Jimmy Judkins and just ask if I heard there was an urgent matter. Do you need something?
If
Dan lived like another almost 7 hours after this timestamp here is 6:46 p.m. on the 18th of July, 2014, a Friday, now evening.
If that would make you feel better, that's fine. Were you guys going through any new thing with your divorce?
Or? I have a meeting that was coming up. So basically, what happened is
So she's telling her go to the party instead of going to see Dan Markell as he's suffering and dying up in the hospital there.
When we got divorced last summer, the settlement agreement was that Danny really wanted to stay in the house. So the agreement was that he would stay in the house and he would pay me my half of the house. And he had until like mid-October to do it. He just didn't do it.
Charlie's already been convicted, so it's Wendy they need to go after, as well as Harvey, Donna's husband, and also Wendy's father.
And so I asked him, like, where's the money? Like, what happened? And he said, I have compelling reasons and I'm not paying it. And I said, well, what are the reasons? And he said, I'm not telling you. So I rehired my attorney and we filed a motion in court. It just keeps going on and on. But anyway, it's like taking forever. You're a victim advocate. It's taking forever to get through court. It's teaching me to have a lot more patience as an attorney.
What's this got to do with anything, really?
We have like a meeting coming up soon. It was supposed to be the 24th, and then Jimmy just moved it to the 30th or the 31st. So that's why I feel like, what's the urgency if it's not about this? Like, what would he need to talk about?
So now she doesn't talk about all this horrible stuff she's going to have to face in court against Dan Markell because of the fact that he's now about to be killed off. So she never talks about all that contentious stuff that was coming down the pike here that was going to get her to lose her job. So she doesn't want to mention that. But to the victim advocate, she'll sort of allude to some of this.
When did he start sending those emails?
I actually voicemail or I got one from Robin at 5 and one at 6, and that's unusual. And she's not like
and I don't know, what's Rob, but she might have inklings of what's going on, and she might be you need to contact an attorney. But again, you're not being looked at as a suspect. They're just clearing.
Well, I'm trying to help.
And you have been, and I think you and Investigator Isom have been able to communicate well with each other and everything.
Okay, so Jimmy sent an email to me. So when we had our hearing with the judge about whether Danny needed to pay me, the judge was like, you need to pay her the money. Like, we're going to hold you in contempt of court.
Which judge is it now? I know they just changed all the judges.
They do. So it was Judge Hobbs.
Before?
Okay. So like Judge Hobbs at that.
Yeah, Black Cat, you're saying most people think initially Dan was being robbed or disturbed, people stealing from his house. Never does when he asked it was a theft. Yeah, or any other questions? Yeah, most of the time it is a robbery. So why is she thinking this issue about I need to leave Tallahassee because they could be coming after me and my kids next? It's just not normal to think that way.
Hearing. And she was like, I'm gonna put you
It's
in
like a
jail.
pretext,
Pay her the money.
Right.
And he was
excuse.
like, well, Your Honor, I have, I'm gonna file a motion for full custody of the kids, and I'm gonna file a motion for, he never did that, but like a motion for sanctions against Wendy's attorney, who's Kristen Adleson. I don't know if you, so Kristen was my attorney, and so.
I mean, she's just dump trucking all this knockdown, drag out court stuff on this victim advocate. She's just like not even grasping what she's talking about. Detective Isom is the one she should have been talking about the legal battles, ongoing legal battles that suddenly have evaporated now that Dan Markel's been murdered or about to be finished off on in the next 6-7 hours.
Because he filed sanctions against my attorney, Kristen was like, I can't represent you anymore. I need to represent myself. Like, I need to be a witness in your case because he's impugning my professional reputation. So Kristen hooked me up with Jimmy to be my attorney instead. And so now Jimmy's my attorney. And so we're trying to now I've got Jimmy writing to me and Kristen and trying to work this all out. But they wrote this at 3:44. Clearly they had no idea because all it says is basically we have a new judge and I think this is good news and here's some stuff we have to do on our case.
Okay. Yeah. And
I'm
again,
gonna skip it. It's
yeah,
not,
I
it can't be
don't
that
think
urgent.
you really need to be stressed. I mean,
Yeah. Okay.
Don't
And I
be
think
stressed out about that
when
stuff.
time comes, I think anyone that's been trying to reach you about anything will understand completely and entirely why.
What's going on?
Yes.
God, there's like a young faculty member at the law school, this guy Mark, who had a heart attack. Mark is like 33 or 34. I did yoga with him. He's like super fit, healthy. He just had like a congenital heart defect. So, he's fine. He's actually alive. He made it. He's okay. But, the whole law school is like, oh my God, like what happened? And now that's why Manuel's called twice. And it says it's from Park City. That's where his wife is
If
from.
you just jumped in, happen to be looking at this, does this sound like this person here on the right? Does this sound like somebody that just found out 4 hours beforehand that her 3 and 4-year-old boy's father has been gunned down and he's in the process of dying in the hospital? And she's been sitting there for 4 hours, chit-chatting, looking pretty normal, carefree.
So either he never changed his cell phone. That's possible. He either never changed. I've never talked to Manuel outside of school. So either.
And he's the dean of the law school?
He's not. So there's like the dean in charge of everything, and then there's like the academic dean.
Okay, because the law school is pretty much separate. I mean, it is part of the university, but it has its own academic deans and all those type of.
Did you go to FSU?
I did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not concerned about calling her parents.
Did they
either.
do the one book, one campus thing when you were there? Did they pick a book? Did you go undergrad or master's?
Well,
Oh my gosh, these kind of chit-chatty. It's like they're sitting at Starbucks just having a grand old time.
Yeah. Were you in social work?
I was. Mm-hmm. I graduated fall of, how long ago was it already? I think 2011.
It's Jeff's phone number.
Yeah.
I have his work number and cell phone. The work number would be the.
Who is that?
The Bainbridge, Georgia. I bet you that's the Greenbergs and Cairo that I was telling Alex and Maya. Do you think we should talk to them?
Not right now. 294.
So that's his. The 294 would be his cell. The other number would be his office number.
Okay. All the news is already on. People seem to. Well, they just know. I don't know what they
shooting on
put out.
Trescott,
Yeah,
I think.
that's basically what.
Yeah, look at that pile of tissues there. Used tissues from Wendi Adelson, all piled up there right in front of her. It shows she's trying to be sympathetic. She's actually trying to be sympathetic.
Okay. My kids are not going to see the news, so I'm not worried about that. I guess you're just telling the story.
No, I'm saying that's probably why these people are trying to
Are
get a hold of you now.
Yeah.
I need to go back. I need a timeline here.
Mm-hmm.
What time did you wake up this morning?
A little before 8. I know that because the repairman was supposed to be here between.
That's good. He's circling back because you know what? She thought she's more in the clear, and now he's coming back saying, I need to know your timeline again for this day. So now she's like, saying, wait a minute, I'm still not totally in the clear if you're asking me these kind of questions. Is she going to start boo-hooing here?
8 and 12, and I didn't set an alarm, so I woke up like, oh God, I need to put some clothes on and get ready.
Okay, what at 8 o'clock?
He called, or like my mom called. I could see what time the calls came in, but let's see, starting this morning. Yeah, my mom called at 8:09. And then the repair guy called at 8:08, and then my mom called at 8:09. I guess he called her to trying to sorry. So yeah, so then the repair guy called, and I don't remember exactly what time he got there, but like between 8 and 9, probably closer to 9.
Okay, what time did he leave?
Around 10. He could probably tell you, like he'll have a.
No, according to the police report that I saw, he got there around 8:20, and I think he left around 9. So it's like she's trying to create an extra hour alibi.
He'll have a record of what time he
Okay.
called in to figure out whether to repair it or buy a new one.
Okay.
So he'll have a record of his calls too.
Okay, before 10 a.m.? A little before 10 a.m. he
Yeah.
left. Okay. And then you went back to working on papers and so forth?
Yeah, I was making some breakfast. I remember I was making oatmeal, so it was taking a while. It was like that kind that you have to stir for a long time. And I was talking.
Yep. All these kind of details is talking too much. It's like she's trying to cover tracks, and she's thinking the more details she goes into, the better her tracks are covered.
To Charlie, so there's my call to Charlie, and then I called Renee, my friend who's interviewing for a job at FSU today. She was driving in, and I wanted to wish her good luck and see if I could meet her for a hug at some point today.
Okay.
So that was at 10:24. I called my friend Tova back at 11:22. I think I was just, in between working on the paper, being distracted.
So between 10:24 and 11:22, all right, 10:24, you're talking to
Renee. I talked to her for 18 minutes.
Okay, so now we're up to 10:24, 4:24 plus 18, we're at 40 something.
42?
42?
Yeah. Then I went back to working. And then I tried Danny again. I left a message at 11:42 a.m. It's probably just 27 seconds. I just left him a message.
Left a message because he should have been killed by then, and I want to know what the heck's taking so long.
And this is out at your house?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the reason I'm getting down to this, I'm trying to whittle this down with what they pulled from your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever leave your house before you went to the liquor store and got turned around on Prescott?
No.
Never left?
No.
Okay. And at 10:42, you're done with the call from Renee.
Yeah.
And you don't make another call again, according to what I have here. You called Tova
At 11:22.
at 11:22. So between 10:42.
I worked for a total of like 20 minutes. It's a good thing
Tova's one of her best friends.
I'm not on a timesheet.
Okay. So from 10:42.
And you know what? If you took my computer, you could probably find records of like what time I saved the document. And I'd be happy to sign a waiver so you could look at my computer.
And 10:42 to 11:22, you're working on paper.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you remember the call to Tova.
Mm-hmm.
And that was,
I just left her. She had called. I was just returning her call.
Okay.
So I just left a message. And then I tried Danny. I left him a call. I worked in between. Once again, it'll be good. I'll get you my computer if you want to take a look at the documents.
I just have to validate all this. That's all. So
and you could probably go to my email records, which you should have when you
Right.
guys did the phone, you did the email records, so you would have of like what time I sent messages.
Were you sending email messages during those times?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Between 10:42 and 11:22.
I think so.
She's still sounding so relieved. There's no trauma here. Zero signs of any trauma. Even if you hated the Dan Markell for your boy's sake, there should be extreme trauma that you're having to deal with.
So, because I don't remember exactly what time, but before I left the house at noon, I sent off the like edits, like the citations to the law school library to have someone look at my citations on this paper that's due that I no longer care about.
Okay. And so how can we say, do you have some way of showing a timeline of when
I sent email?
No, when you left the house.
Oh yeah. So the only thing I have that is the only thing that I guess I have is I was waiting to call back this colleague of mine, Joe Davis, and I called him from the car at 12:27, and he was the first call I made as I was pulling out of the driveway. So that was like 12:27.
That's leaving the house.
That was leaving the house. So I got into the car, I put on my earpiece, I called Joe, and Joe was busy with a colleague. And then I was returning phone calls. I called back this woman, Laura, that was at 12:29. And then I called my friend, Jeff Skopek, who's different Jeff, lives in Boston.
Really, you're going to go through all these little minute details, what you did that day? A normal person would be wanting to be up there with Dan in the hospital.
Just had a baby, and so I was catching up with him about his baby. And we were on the phone about 16 minutes. I was on the phone with him on the way to the liquor store.
Joe Davis was the one at 12:27.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I actually spoke with Joe. Laura, I left a message, and then Jeff, I spoke with for a while, and then the connection cut out. I went into the liquor store. I tried him back again. We talked for a few minutes. Connection cut out again, and I was like, I'm at lunch. I'll just call him back later.
Okay. When you went to the liquor store, did you already know what you're going to get, or you had to?
Yeah, I had the name of, I don't know bourbon, but I was supposed to go to this party tonight. It's like a stock the bar party, and so I asked my friend what do they like, and she wrote down the name of the type of bourbon. So I went in the store to get Bulleit bourbon, and so I asked the guy in the store like, "Where's your bourbon?" And so he showed it to me, and I found it.
Okay. So you just went. He pointed out where the bourbon
Irony,
was.
bullet.
Yeah.
And you go there and you just grab the brand that's familiar by the name.
Yeah, that's what they said they wanted. So.
Okay. So you didn't discuss with the clerk whether this good, whether it's bad.
The only thing I said I discussed is I walked over and he was like, "Can I see your ID?" And I was like, why are you laughing? I could be 18.
Okay.
And I was like, and so I was like,
Yeah, it's so funny, isn't it? So funny. Some isn't suspicious of her. He's just covering up the process of trying to rule her out, but he wouldn't be laughing like that if he was suspicious of her. I think she's totally got him snowed.
I love to be asked how old I am. I'm like, I'm old as dirt. Here you go. And so I handed it to him, and he's like, "You're not old."
Okay.
So,
yeah, these kind of details.
So anyway, we had like a little banter, and he's
highly
like, "Your eyes are
suspicious.
so blue," and I was like, "Thank you." And
Yeah, talking about your blue eyes at ABC Liquor, really? That's what this comes down to?
then I left. Yeah.
Will you put his name underneath there, please?
This is so creepy.
Just print his name.
That looks like him as a student. I wonder if that's like.
Oh, will you sign it as you're saying that's who Jeff Lacoste is?
Do you want me to like?
Just sign your name and the date.
Okay.
Okay. I just want to confirm
Okay.
who this person is.
Yeah.
Call your folks.
Okay. I really don't want to make that call.
I know, but
I know. I just
you
like.
can wait if you want to.
No,
I feel like I was holding you up. So.
You were, and I
I was, okay.
No, I mean, I want them here. I don't want to tell them what happened and what's going on because they're very emotional.
Well.
And
make sure they're not driving.
Well, that's the thing is like they're gonna now get in the car for 8 hours and come up, and
Are they both very emotional? Is one more emotional than the
My
other?
mom's more emotional than my dad's more of a straight shooter.
Okay.
Well, people must really know now because I just got a text from someone that said, I know everyone's calling you right now, but could this really be happening?
I just talked with Alan, and he asked me, he was going to take the kids by the house to get some clothes, and said that they have a key but don't know your alarm code.
I didn't set the alarm when I left.
Okay, that makes
But
it easy.
if it goes off, it's 10:13.
Okay, and we spoke with the hospital. We've spoken with his dad. We did make contact with him. One of the other victim advocates was able to make contact with him.
Or
I
Phil,
don't know all the
Markel.
ins and outs of the
I'm
conversation.
sure he's devastated.
He's apparently in Colorado.
Oh,
They're in Aspen, or he's in Aspen, is at least what I understood.
well, at least he's closer.
Right.
Well, I don't know if that's any closer.
I was gonna say, the nurse at the hospital,
Yeah.
the rabbi was up there, and I'm sorry.
That's not. Oh, it doesn't.
I know.
It doesn't matter.
I
I
know.
why I'm correcting you. I'm sorry.
And I realized that when I called Jane, I was like, wait, I wrote that wrong. Was talking about something about the rabbi and didn't know what.
I'm sorry. Phil was talking. His dad was talking.
No, the nurse at the hospital,
Yeah.
and this was prior to me getting them in contact about what type of Jewish whatever he practices.
Mhm.
Okay.
He calls himself Flexodox, so he's Orthodox-ish. That's
Okay.
why the rabbi is a good choice. The one that's here,
Okay.
Oyerman.
Okay.
He's like his
Okay.
denomination.
He is there. Okay.
So, and he's at the hospital.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. I just wanted to make sure and that's what I thought. And my conversation with him is, oh yes, very familiar. And then when I talked to the nurse, so we may have been talking about two different people
Do we have
because
an update on what's going on medically? Like,
I didn't even ask because I knew somebody else is dealing with that. And my understanding is he's in ICU. Last I heard was he was probably not going to survive. But they are trying to
And you
work out
told
the
his dad
organ
that?
donor
Oh my God.
aspect
okay.
of that whole thing.
And you told his dad this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So they are
And
aware.
is he coming? Is he?
Well, and Melanie spoke with him, and I hadn't had a chance to sit down and talk with her since because I was on the phone. I was trying to give the nurse a heads up to say, hey,
He's coming.
just so you know, we've talked to the dad. He's going to be calling so that random person didn't call.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And
Did Alan say the kids needed clothes?
well,
they can just sleep in their closet.
well, and he didn't know how long you were going to be, and
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And
Okay.
Jane called and said when you are ready to go, she would like to come up here and go with you if she need, just so you're not going by yourself.
That'd be great.
That type.
Am I allowed to take my car?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't.
Did they keep the keys
I
or?
don't know if
I know she had the keys. Did we ever get them from? Did someone take the keys?
Jim did.
Okay,
Mhm.
so
he may not have given them back. I'll double check.
I don't have
Again,
these.
we're all doing different things, so I may have missed something, but I'll double check.
Okay. Yeah. I don't have the keys. I'm gonna call my parents. Okay.
And y'all spoke with Exon about
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. He said that's okay, right?
Yep.
Do you need anything? Are you hungry? I know some people won't.
All this time later,
Right.
now talking about our parents for the first time to
That's all.
call them.
I think you're gonna be upset.
They're very angry with him, right?
Well,
this isn't like
But
it's their son, but he's the father of my kids, and this
They're
is a very, part of my language, fucked up situation.
don't pardon your language at all. I would, you know what? When I was talking, I would let them, first because you're upset, so let them know that I'm okay.
Yeah.
As in you're okay.
Well, that's why I
and
need to
then-
call them because my mom.
Yeah, he's the father of my children, but I'm not going to go up there and see him as he's dying. I'm not going to go up there and see him. No, not at all. I'm not going to go run to my boys and console them and think about how their lives are forever scarred and just try to come to grips with how we're going to proceed to drive on and overcome this horrible tragedy. Is she acting like this is a horrible tragedy? Not at all. Not in the least.
Would be like, what happened? Like if
Right.
the police called, my mom would lose her shit.
Right, and that's why we always try to get people there in person or get
Yeah.
so just say Danny.
7:00 already. I have to see my kids before they go to bed. I'm sure they're not gonna want to go to bed without me, but like.
And I'm sure they're gonna be hyped up a little bit because they're with someone else.
Oh my god.
This is not a normal situation, and things are gonna happen a little bit abnormal. And,
No, I know. I'm just picturing like.
And you know, part
they're
of
just
it.
so innocent. They don't know anything, and like they should not have to go through this.
That's right. That's a truth statement right there. They should not have gone through this.
But you know what? Kids are resilient, and sometimes the younger they are, the more resilient they are. And you, I can tell already, are a compassionate and strong woman. And better than all that too is you've got an awesome support system, whether it be your family or just you've got a ton of people calling you. You've got a network, so you'll have people to help be strong for you.
People must be figuring this out. I just got a call from Karen, who's friends with Robin, who used to live here but is in Oregon now, and she just got a call from Robin.
Yeah, Dan's friends are up at the hospital, but you aren't. Why aren't you up there? She never will go up there, by the way, in case you're new to the story.
I mean, I don't know. Does your like? I don't think you should be worried.
I know, like I don't have to call him. Right?
Yeah, and you know, and I think if anything, it's probably maybe someone concerned for you that's calling him and maybe setting him off to this, and he's just, you know,
he's not like a criminal defense.
Right, and does he do criminal defense? Right. So I don't. You're an attorney, so you know your rights very well, probably. And I think it's just more people being concerned and
Sorry about the bad audio feed here.
I'll stay here with you, and that way you can say to them.
Goes away here. I'll just turn it down here and we can look at closed caption. Yeah, she was just an adjunct professor. I think she only taught 2 classes a week. Very much a part-time position on a contract basis.
So that was this.
I mean, I will say the news does have the block. They do
Yeah.
have the street,
And
and
some
then
people are figuring it out. Well, Tracy knew that it was him,
Mhm.
and she's calling the hospital. So how did Tracy know?
and I will
She's more worried about how the rumor mill's being spread around than what's Dan's condition and trying to be up there.
say that the
Oh,
police.
Facebook. They're all probably talking to each other on Facebook.
I mean, people communicate. Like,
No, I know, but like, Danny's
and then they're all
very
probably trying to
Sorry.
call him and say, "Hey, where you at? What are you doing?" And
right.
then-
And so he's not responding, and he's always very responsive. They must have each other's contact on Facebook and then be connecting with each other.
Yeah, they only hired her because of Danny's request. And if Danny wanted her to be let go, they would have accommodated that, no problem. And I even talked to one of the deans there that confirmed that to be the case. One of the deans at FSU Law School.
And then what'll happen is they'll get really frustrated because they'll try to contact the police department. We're not telling anyone anything. They'll try to contact the hospital. Hospital's like, no.
Here comes Chelsea. Okay, I'm gonna call my parents. I have no idea what to say because I don't even know that he's dead. I just know.
Again, she's fishing for information. Tell me how to sound to my own parents. Tell me what to say. Because I want to sound normal to y'all.
You don't.
That he has been shot, and
but all signs of what everyone's telling you. I mean, when they start talking, sorry to be blunt, organ donation.
She's a lawyer and she's asking some social worker how to call her parents to let them know that their grandson's father has been shot and he's not going to make it. Really? You need to ask somebody what to say?
Yeah,
I know that's
not
really.
He's kind of.
Okay, so I just want to tell them what happened and that I need them
Rehearse
here,
it. Yeah,
And
rehearse
they're
it.
I'm
gonna come
fine
up
and
here
the
probably.
kids are fine.
Rehearse it
And
with
let them
victim
know, when
advocate.
they ask, say the kids are with Lynn and Alan. I'm gonna probably be seeing them relatively soon.
I will, right? I'll be out of here.
Script it all out for a victim
I
advocate.
know it's
It was
probably
so
you're in
creepy
like
to see Jeff's picture. Like it looked like a weird mugshot. Like, can you? Dear God. Okay.
nervous.
No, I just like I think it's shock reaction. You know, right? Shock reaction.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm a shaker when I get upset. So yeah.
I don't usually shake. I really don't. Okay, here it goes. This is the worst day of my life.
Worst day of her life. Doesn't sound like it. She's not acting like it. Listen to this.
Maybe I should text them if I can't reach them. Hi, Mom. How's it going?
Would you ask your mom, hey, Mom, how's it going? No, you'd be just directly getting right to the point.
Mom, I need you to sit down. I am fine. The boys are fine. I need you to sit down. I'm fine, and the boys are fine. Danny has been.
For right now, not when they find out what's really going on.
You can put me on speaker. Yeah. Danny has been shot.
Yeah, gibbers. You're right, Farragama.
And I don't think he's gonna make it. And so I know. So I found this out around 1 or 2 today, and I'm at the police station, and I'm trying to help them figure out who may have done this. The boys are fine. I had Lynn and Alan pick them up from school, and they're with Lynn and Alan right now.
Listen how calm she is. No stress whatsoever. No emotional trauma.
And I'm gonna leave here soon and go be with them. But I really need you to come here and be with me. But I want you to either fly, obviously you can't leave right now, but I need you to get yourself together. If it's too much to drive, I'd really rather that you flew up. I'm at the police station, and I'm gonna leave soon and be with the boys before they go to bed. They're with Alan and Lynn, and they're totally fine. Yeah, the boys are fine, but they don't know anything yet. In his house. I know. I know. So I just need you to calm down before
In his house. Well, that was never clarified by you, actually, Wendy. You never did ask exactly where this happened.
you get in the car, okay? Okay, so and it's it's evening, so if you want to come here tomorrow, I have a lot of people that'll be here with me, and we'll have a lot of support. So I want you to take your time and just be safe in getting here, but I'd like you to come when you can.
Yeah, fender
okay?
bender.
Okay, all right. I love you. I think Jane might. I have the car here, but Jane might take me. I'm not going to be alone, so I have a lot of support, and I'll be fine.
So keep in mind, folks, she's talking to Don Adelson, the one that's going to trial next month. That's her mother. Don Adelson is who she's talking to, very calmly.
If you could just come here, that would be great. He's in the ICU in the hospital. Okay, but be careful, okay? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who did this? What's going on? Did they capture them
Okay.
or
Love you
him?
too. Bye.
Who did this?
Mom.
You did awesome with that call.
Thanks.
You were so stressed out about it, and you handled it.
I just wanted you. I talked to Alan.
Well, you did great. You did great, Wendy.
My suggestion to him, just because we don't know what's going on, was if he goes to the house.
Sorry, my mom might be calling back because she heard me.
Yeah.
Mom? You did, yeah. I just wanted to ask if you could just tell Charlie for me. I just don't want to be making calls right now, so if you could just tell Charlie for me, that would be great. Okay, and just, like, it's on the news a little bit that there was a shooting on Trescott, and so I'm starting to get a lot of calls, and I'm not going to be answering them unless they're from you, so I would really try not to tell anybody what's going on just yet.
Keep a lid on it.
Just because, like, he's in the hospital, and
Yeah.
Charlie, I talked to Charlie earlier today, obviously before.
This victim advocate is clueless. I mean, look at how Wendy sounds here. Just so chatty, positive and chatty.
Any of this happened, like I talked to him at like 10 this morning, and he said that he was coming to visit you guys this weekend, and he had plans, and he sounded good. I just can't, Mom. So can you just tell him?
Yeah, Charlie already knew, of course.
Just
That's right,
tell him
Robin.
For me, and then I'm sure I'll talk to him soon. But I don't want to be on the phone unless I have to right now. Okay. All right. Love you too. Bye. My mom handled that pretty well. Could you hear her?
Yeah. I think, because
Yeah, my mom handled it pretty well. She did great. Awesome.
you're a mama, but mom's always going to that natural instinct.
She's not traumatized. She's not crying. She's not crying, hurting for the boys, freaking out.
To kind of protect and help and.
Yeah. I'm waiting to hear from you whenever you can. It's Jean. When she said she's here if I need company or a ride, do you think she meant here like metaphysically or here like in the lobby?
No, I think metaphysically. Yeah. I would hope metaphysically. And again, remind me, Jane's the neighbor down the street that kind of. Oh no, Jane. Okay.
Are you here?
Yeah, I think it sounded like Joanna said she talked to her recently though, right?
Hey, I just wanted to say I talked with Alan. My recommendation for you tonight, just because we don't know what's going on, is to stay somewhere, possibly. And he said that you are more than welcome to stay at their house. Yeah, so I wanted to let you know that.
Great.
Because I don't want you going home, just because we don't know what's going on.
I just am a little scared. So I'd really rather stay. Yeah. Are they okay with me being there? Like, they don't.
I'd really rather move to Miami right now.
Just to cut to the chase, I'm gonna follow you home, or if you're not well enough, we'll get somebody else to drive your van if you want that.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna get your computer from the house and
Sure.
everything, and then so you're not gonna go home by yourself.
Okay.
Just
well, I'm happy to go to the house and I can give you.
Yeah, that's what I've said before. Is that they did not make the handoff of the money to Katie until they knew for sure that Dan was killed. That's why she didn't get paid till the next morning instead of this night, the 18th of July. Katie McBanois was given the contract killing money the next morning when they knew for sure he was dead. So they weren't going to pay probably any of it unless they knew the deal was done, the mission was accomplished.
And do you want me to drive your van home? He can follow us.
Can we do that? Can you and I go home and then I'll give you my password and.
That's fine.
You're in law school, right?
I teach at the law school.
So you need this computer, or do you have backup somewhere?
I mean, I don't imagine I'll be getting much work done.
Right.
No, but you need it like next week.
I do.
Depends on how long we keep it.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean, obviously this is more important. So if you need my computer, you can have my computer, and I just won't work for a little while. That's all.
Do you have it backed up somewhere?
It's backed up to there's a drive,
hard drive
into the law school. No, not an external, but like the law school has a server.
Totally normal sounding.
You can work off of it in the love building or something.
I mean, I don't think I'm going to be going back to work. So you can have my computer if you need it, and I'll figure out what to do. Okay.
You'll get it back.
Okay.
This email to Jeff
And then,
on the 14th. What I haven't looked at any of that stuff.
yeah, I could probably find it for you, like in my. Well, I'm just saying, like if we stop at my house, I can go to my sent mail and find it for you.
What do you remember? What you said?
Basically, just I was kind of vague, but I just said like I'm having a hard time. My head and my heart are saying two different things right now, and I just would really appreciate if I could have a week of no contact from you to figure things out.
Yeah, they're still trying to look at Jeff Lacasse as the most likely number one suspect at this point. So it went from her being the number one suspect to Jeff Lacasse.
That's basically it. I mean, you'll see.
But you didn't telegraph anything at yoga. You waited till after you got home, right?
He was really like, let's go out tomorrow, let's do this, let's do that. I was having trouble saying no, but I was feeling kind of pressured. And so I just, no, I mean.
That's all a lie too. Jeff Lacasse says that never happened. She was just acting weird at the yoga class and was non-communicative with him and just acting really strange and anyway, yeah, acting very cold towards him. And then he pretty much says, you know what, this thing's over. So he basically started walking away, and Wendy's all concerned about what he's doing that Friday. Is he still going up to Tennessee? That was a big deal. You basically are dumping a guy, and you're really concerned about what he's doing on a Friday, this 18th of July.
I'm a little bit on the passive aggressive side, so I was having trouble like with the confrontation.
And then he left, and you left separately from yoga.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then that's when you went home.
I went home. I actually was having a conversation with a friend who suggested the no contact for a week just to get some heads, like just to clear my head. And so I thought it was a good idea, and I wrote on.
But I want to clarify, that's because that's
because I was trying to decide whether to get back together with him.
Well, because of the lapse in time from the 28th of June.
That lapse in time was because I was in Miami with my family. So.
But it was separation.
There was separation, but I was
only for the trip. I was
24/7 with the kids. I wasn't like, I don't know. I was just in full on mommy mode. I wasn't like thinking of what was going on with Jeff. I kind of wanted to be in Tallahassee and like feel his absence and be here and know like, am I missing Jeff or am I missing having a boyfriend in general? Like, I just wanted to get some clarity for myself.
All right.
I might do that.
Or South Florida, I guess Coral Springs, isn't it? When you're down there, are you and Jeff constantly in communication?
This 2-week period, you mean?
The one after?
The one that just happened? We weren't in constant communication. I'd say we were in communication. We talked a few times. Over the 12 days, we talked maybe 3 or 4 times. We texted a little bit. I would tell him something funny the kids did or something. But I honestly didn't have a lot of privacy or time to myself. And so I was feeling sad about what was going on, but I wasn't communicating with him that much.
You're feeling sad about?
Well, I felt like he and I were in a great relationship, and he had done this thing to kind of make it not so great.
How would you describe his actions in Gainesville as far as the coming back from dinner?
Yeah.
Going through your phone?
No, that he did like months earlier.
I'm sorry.
So that didn't happen that night. He came back and he was upset, and he said, like, I was
agree.
asking about this. Like, every year FSU picks a book for all the freshmen to read, and this year they picked my book, and so I'm giving this speech in August in front of the whole freshman class, and he was like, I was going to wait until your big speech was over in August to tell you this, but like, I just can't like keep it in anymore. Like, I know that you were cheating with Daniel. Like, I know that you were seeing Daniel. And then he just kept talking about it, and the way he was going about it, it just felt very much like he was like, I have evidence, and it was very kind of legal in a way, and it just seemed, I don't know, like he just didn't trust me, and I was kind of feeling like that was.
She's still making him look like he's some crazy wacko guy that's it's all in his head, right? She's just making out that he's just like a jealous type. He's just a complete nut job, being jealous all the time. And but he had no reason. I'm just been a straight shooter with him the whole time, just like I'm a straight shooter with you now. But little did she realize they're going to get more digital data to prove she's not telling the truth here.
Going to be end of us, because
Okay, I misunderstood. So he did not go through your phone or anything?
He did previously. He had said to me, like, well, on March 19th, where were you? And I was like, I don't remember what I ate for breakfast. And so he was like, well, when I looked at your agenda book, it said that you were supposed to see Daniel that day. And he's like, and I looked on your phone, and like, you used to have all your old text messages up, but now you've erased them all. And I was like, I don't know,
Yeah, she started erasing everything. What I remember Jeff LaCasta saying, like a couple months for the murder, she started erasing everything, deleting everything in her phone. That's another suspicious indicator.
went through my phone and erased stuff sometimes.
He's bringing this up on the 28th.
He brought
No, but her other testimony's been like, I always erase stuff right away. As soon as, something's been received, I'm like deleting stuff. So funny how that was a sudden habit she developed right before Dan Markel was murdered.
brought all this up of like past stuff that had happened since February.
Did he ever show any jealousy or any anger towards Danny, or was it all Daniel?
He was jealous of Daniel. He was not jealous of Danny. He spent a lot of time talking to me through, like, it's been a contentious divorce. I mean, it's been a hard time. And so he would talk to me through things I would be upset about. Sorry, it's gonna happen now, I guess. I mean, he's a therapist, so he would sit and let me talk for long periods of time about how sad I was about certain things or how upset I was about certain things. And he would just listen and offer ideas of like, well, what if you tried, like, if it upsets you that you hear from him so often, we have a parenting coordinator. Like, what if you ask the parenting coordinator to only have emails from him like twice a week instead of all day long every day, 5 days a week? Like, he would listen and say, I'm so sorry you're going through this, and then offer alternatives. But he was never like, I'm so pissed, or, he wasn't.
He never showed emotion towards any of this?
I mean, in the sense of like, I'm so sorry for you, like, this sounds really hard, I'm sorry you're dealing with this. He would hold me, that kind of stuff, but not like, I'm so angry.
Did he ever meet Danny?
Yeah.
Yeah, she has no idea how Jeff LaCasse can bury her. Jeff LaCasse is like the star witness for this whole case.
He met him a few times. Sometimes Danny would be late to pick up the kids, and there'd be like an overlap where Jeff would come, and so he had met him. There was like the boys sang at the Capitol one time, and Danny was there and Jeff was there, and Danny seemed, I mean, I'm sure it's not fun to see your ex-wife with someone new, but Danny he was very pleasant and very fine about it. He was really appropriate, and Jeff was like, they'd say, hey, they wouldn't really like make a lot of small talk, but fine.
Had Jeff ever been to your former house on Trescott?
No.
Would he have any reason to go there?
No.
Does he know where?
I think he would know where it is, because I would sometimes take Trescott and sometimes not, kind of depending. Like, if I knew the kids were there and I thought I might have the chance of like running into them, then I didn't take Trescott. If it was like nighttime and we were driving back from somewhere, sometimes I would take Trescott and I would be like, there's my former home, like it's, I would point it out.
With him in the car?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember like a specific instance in which I did that, but I'm sure that would be something I'd say like, wow, that was my house. Like, isn't it pretty? Or,
So you never took him there specifically to pick up the kids or
no,
exchange anything or anything along those lines?
no.
What was the most recent time from now, the most recent past time that you had this discussion about the trials and tribulations of your ex-husband and so forth with Jeff?
It was all the time.
All the time.
All the time, that's true.
I can't pin down.
The more he stuck around and listened to it, the more she looked at him as being a great person to be the fall guy, depended on him.
A date, but I'm trying to think of like what the most recent issue would be. I haven't talked to Jeff all week, so it wasn't now.
You didn't talk to him since Monday night, and
Not
you
since
emailed him with
Monday.
no response after that.
Yeah, so it wasn't this week. But I'm trying to think of there there were always things like when he first started dating Amy, he would Skype from bed with Amy, and so I would talk to him about that of like, I don't think this is that appropriate. Like he's Skyping, from bed. You and I would never do that. But I think that was more like a month ago. What was the last?
I just wondered if there was anything recently that kind of
There was nothing
sparked.
like a huge thing of like, oh, I can't believe he did X, Y, or Z. And in fact, I feel like we were trying to figure out the school decision this week, but that happened. I got the call like on Tuesday or Wednesday, so Jeff didn't even know about that. I honestly can't think of a.
Right. Did you have a contact person at this prospective school for one of your kids? Who was that?
Danny and I both talked to her. So it's a woman named Erin Lombardo. I think she might be the assistant principal there. So
what's the name of the school?
It's the School of Arts and Sciences.
Okay.
It's a charter school in town, and I had put in an application for Ben, and he got picked from the lottery to go. And so they called. I can find when they called. I think it was. They probably called Monday. I can't actually remember what day. They called at some point this week, maybe Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday maybe, and then Danny and I were trying to figure out whether this was a good option for him, and so.
Yeah, she doesn't tell Detective Isom that behind Dan's back, she enrolled the boys in the school, and it was like a hard to get in enrollment into that kind of school. So she was able to do it, I guess, on some kind of raffle type system, and she was able to get them admitted. So, but the whole time getting them into that school, she's also talking to a realtor about looking for a house there. But she was trying to fight to have the boys leave Tallahassee and live full-time permanently in South Miami area. So all this stuff looks like just a setup to look like she was happy to settle down there.
What night did I was at work on Thursday morning. So I talked to Erin Lombardo Thursday morning, and she said that she'd had a lengthy conversation with Danny the night before. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, you have to do this twice. And she's like, I'm used to blended families. It's okay. And so he had a long conversation with her Wednesday night. I had a long conversation with her Thursday morning.
This past?
Erin, yesterday.
Okay. All right. You did a note to yourself referring to something about, if you want to look it up on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
I was.
I think I had to buy super glue.
No, it was before that. It was to JRL, or as in reference to JRL, as a note to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
She's not talking about.
I can't remember what exactly it said.
She's not talking about the fact that Dan was going after her to hold her in contempt of court through the attorney Stephen Webster, and it was looking really bad for her. All the stuff her and Donna were doing to basically abuse the boys, mistreating the boys by talking bad about Dan.
And something to the effect of.
Note like in the notes?
Yeah, you have a note thing or a date book thing or something.
We don't know that Wendy had actually called Dan bad names in front of the boys, but we do know that the boys were being told their dad's stupid and things of that nature. So just cruel stuff for a grandmother to be talking about the boy's dad that way.
Something.
Yeah. I don't see it. I don't see a JRL thing. But okay.
Do you ever type anything?
Jeff. That's Jeff.
Do you refer to it as JRL?
Sometimes when I write his name down just because I have other friends named Jeff. So.
Okay. I'll have to look. I'll have to go get it.
Yeah.
If I'll see what exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to check on that reference.
At least Detective Isom's following up with some more details. He's not letting her go just yet. So all this kind of.
Okay. I thought you were like running out of juice.
Look at there, she's laughing again. So happy. She's relieved. She's delighted. She's delighted. She can now have a green light to move to
here, or did she?
No, I think she.
South Beach.
Okay.
7.5 hours away by car.
parents sounded really surprised, so it's at least a relief. I was trying to think of who would be angry enough to do something to him. My parents would be angry, but they're not capable of this. Thank God. I really couldn't handle that right now.
Yeah. No.
You look fine. You look pretty fine there, Wendy.
Can I ask Robin why Jimmy needs to talk to me, or just leave it alone? Leave it alone.
I can't.
I know.
I hate
Again,
the
yeah,
eyes
you
on him,
keep
but,
asking me every little detail.
Oh, here.
I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know how to handle talking to people after my ex-husband's been shot. Can you tell me what to say and do? Because I want to make sure I look good doing it. What's the normal situation? How do normal people act when they've been in this situation? I want to be exactly like that.
This is Lisa Frank, just like a friend of mine. I just read that there was a shooting on Trescott today. I hope you and the boys are safe. It's weird though. It's like, I guess the reaction is they're worried like that Danny did something, right? Because otherwise they know Lisa knows I don't live on Trescott. So I don't know. Wait, Jane is on her way to TPD, but I don't need her here, right? Because I'm going to Ellen's.
I think from my read when Joanna came in here, that someone was going to drive you and Joanna was going to drive your car at the last step to kind of, so that way your car would be somewhere.
Yeah, but they're
safe.
still talking about
But
driving
maybe
and
something has changed because things haven't changed.
Okay.
this is not that
I
complicated.
think you know what your friends want to.
Tell them you got to
wanna
go
be here
grab
for
the
you,
boys. You're
and
going up to the hospital.
Things change.
End of
They're
discussion.
flexible, especially
It's going on 5 hours.
social worker.
Yeah.
Used to flexibility.
So God, I have so many social workers in my life. Jeff sounds crazy when I talk about him like this.
She's acting like she's going to be sleeping really good tonight.
I really hope
She's relieved.
Is there something that would make you feel like
The place she hates, Tallahassee, that
because you said
who is
rat hole town, she's going to be able to leave in the next couple days.
I don't know anyone that I represent victims of trafficking, but I don't know the traffickers. And, I don't spend time with them.
Okay, this is.
And so in my mind,
Okay, now talking about traffickers of humans and minors and stuff like that. This is way much trying to win her over, and what she's actually doing is making herself look more guilty with all these red flags because there's no trauma. All this conversation shows there's no trauma, and she can just move on and just chit chat with her like they're having coffee there at Starbucks.
Someone who's capable of extinguishing a human life or thinking someone else's life is less than theirs. I work with the victims who have been thought as less than human, but not with the people who think that's.
I wish the law enforcement would look up to see when she reached out to hire a lawyer, because when law enforcement said, "Hey, we want to talk to you," on that following Monday, she basically said, "I've hired a lawyer. You can't talk to me." After initially just hanging up on them, and then when they call back saying, "Oh, well, it was a bad connection. I have a lawyer, so you'll have to talk to my lawyer, and he says I'll talk to you," kind of thing. So she lawyered up right away after this 5-hour interview.
Okay.
You can look at the full one. It's kind of hard to see here because it printed sideways. Do you think there is insecurity that has nothing to do with something?
But is this
It's a calendar thing. So it's telling you to talk to JRL.
Okay, yeah. So I have been talking to friends this week about what to do about Jeff, whether to get back together with him. And yesterday I talked to my friend Joey, who had some ideas, and so I put that in my calendar for.
She doesn't know what to do. She's talking to other people. Should I get back there with Jeff or not? I don't know what to do. I have no clue. I don't know what to say to my parents. I don't know anything about anything here. I'm just clueless about life. I've never accomplished anything in life, so I've never had to do anything. People always do stuff for me.
Monday, because that'll have been a week since I've not talked to him. So I put it in to remind myself, okay, now it's been a week.
No, they were not.
To ask him these questions.
Answer
these
question.
Are the things I was thinking about and things I want to talk to him about.
And when you're referring to this, you're saying Daniel, not Danny.
Daniel Sack.
Right. That's who you're saying. His aggression or his jealousy, however you want to talk about, however you want describe it,
Yeah.
is towards Daniel Sack.
Because Jeff really felt like, it's all about Daniel Sack, because Jeff just felt like everything was fine now that Daniel has moved to Amherst, and I kind of felt like if you're going to be insecure, it's going to be someone else some other time, that it's not just Daniel, that it's like something going on.
But this has never happened. This is for this
is
coming
my
Monday.
Calendar for Monday I'm writing down things to talk to him about.
Okay.
This interview would help get her convicted easily enough. People can see right through this.
Makes me sound like a total weirdo.
No, that's fine. I just,
Is there anybody
curious.
watching
I
this right
saw
now that
Daniel,
thinks she's
and I know
credible?
you told me it's to
Well, because I
your
dated him,
ex-husband
and
is
it's
Danny.
like, and he goes by Danny. Like anyone who's friends with him, nobody calls him Daniel.
Yeah, she's still free.
And
Unindicted
I
co-conspirator,
mean,
but
it's
she's
just his given
free.
name, but there's not a person on earth that calls him that knows him. So he goes by Dan or Danny, and his niece and nephew call him Bo. A lot of the family calls him Bo as a nickname. But Daniel Sack is Daniel Sack.
When was the last time you talked to Daniel Sack?
I talked to him this week.
Okay.
This week, alrighty. Oh,
Everything's
we
fine
broke
with
up back
him?
in February.
he's
Yeah, we're
living
talking
in
this week.
Massachusetts. He's happy.
Okay.
We had a nice chat.
Okay.
I mean, he's my friend.
I stopped dating him back in
Okay.
February. He
We're gonna
didn't
get
leave
ready to
till
here just a minute,
June, but
and
we
I'm
weren't
gonna
seeing each
make
other
you
then.
determine
We're
that,
gonna go to my house. I'll
Right.
give you my computer.
right, and passcode or whatever,
Yeah.
and then from there you're gonna go to the friend's house.
Mm-hmm. I'll pack a bag and we'll go. Okay, so Joanne
Joanna.
is gonna come with us.
Yep.
I think my friend Jane is outside. She said she's parked outside TPD in case I need her. So tell her, I guess,
funny
that
again.
Jane that was here.
McPherson?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that I don't need her.
Laughing with
I mean,
relief.
she can come with, but
We just want to make sure you get someplace that you're comfortable, and you've already told me enough
Yes,
reasons
that's what she said
that
she
you
did.
feel like that maybe whoever
The whole
did
week
this.
she had laryngitis.
So we're going home just to
But
get
suddenly Friday she could
clothing
talk
and computer, and then
5
we can
hours
get you onto the
okay.
other. I can't remember their name.
after talking all morning as well,
They look
and
like-
all at lunch as well.
You look like you've had a long day.
Even on the phone while she's driving to Prescott.
Okay, so we'll be getting ready to go in just a minute. Okay.
Okay, well, I don't have a lot of stuff to take with
I
me.
know,
Can
I
I
know.
throw out the tissues in the trash can?
Yeah, but we're not there yet. I just wanted to let
I'll
you
get
know.
a trash can for you before you go. Don't worry.
Okay, because I'm making
It's okay.
Um,
Do you want me to go with you on any of this?
you're really sweet. I'm okay.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not.
I'm gonna call you
I'm-
to check. I'm
I'm
gonna call
most
you.
definitely not okay.
Yeah,
but
see, she has concerns about how the boys are going to handle this and all that. So she's offering to go, but no, Wendy's okay. She was told how to act around the boys sufficiently, so she's okay telling the boys, "You don't need to be there."
I'm on call this weekend.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you my number. I'm gonna give you my cell phone, and I'm available. Okay.
I
So
just I have friends, and I don't really
that's
get
good.
into.
And friends will know more than I will. But you might have questions that come up.
No, I mean, there's a lot that you can answer, and I'm sorry. I can't believe this is happening.
And I'm sorry this is happening.
God, everyone's sorry this is happening. You know, it's like my parents have more reason to dislike Danny than almost anyone else. He hurt their daughter, but listening to
Oh, wow, there you go. She's throwing her parents under the bus. They had more reason to hate Dan than anybody else. Well, that's a big clue right there. Why would they hate Dan unless you're feeding them information all the time? Constant complaining about Dan. Why would you involve your parents in your life that way with Dan? Trying to build sympathy? Trying to have them do your dirty work for you?
my mom just like cry and be horrified on the phone and be like, "Oh, good." She sounded like
That's horrible. And normal, good-hearted people don't wish
nobody was
things like this to happen. You know, like you might say, like, I get frustrated. You might be like, I hate someone, but you don't ever saying stuff out of emotion isn't something you really want sometimes to happen.
What's this talk? What are they even talking about?
This is a very strange day.
Yeah, you guys are acting
Which
very
is
strange,
very
both
kind
y'all.
of you, because you could use a lot of other explicitives to probably describe today for yourself.
I want to write Renee just because if there's any way I could.
Because she's believing that she's a victim.
It's so strange that she's here today of all days.
Is she going for like a Title IX position or something like that at Florida State?
It's not a Title IX. It's actually like a social entrepreneurship position. I called the wrong number.
Blah, blah, blah.
She lost her cell phone. She's run out of money. I can't even.
No, you're okay. I'm sorry.
Talking about people running out of money, they lost their cell phone. What's this all about?
Yeah, hopefully that'll work. It's really messed up that people are worried when they hear gunshots on Trescott that they think like something happened to me. I guess it makes sense. It's worse and people do crazy things.
Yeah, people do crazy stuff. Yeah. Dan Markell, he could have done violence on you there at Trescott, or who knows, maybe it's Jeff LaClasse doing violence on you and Dan Markell. So you've played it up really good, Wendy. You got him eating out of the palm of your hand.
I really would like to get out of here
very soon.
I'm sure you would too.
Hi, Charles. And I'm on call this weekend, so
yeah, it's a really hard job.
Very calm.
It is.
Very calm.
It's something I think's needed, and somehow I'm able to do it. And I don't know if it'll be my forever, but
I think it's probably got a lot of burn.
All right, we got less than 15 minutes left.
My stomach really hurts.
I'm not gonna be able to eat for a couple weeks. I'm so upset.
Keep in mind when you're kind of going through the motions, because that's what you're.
After watching this interview, do you believe anything of what she said, that she couldn't eat for 2 weeks until she had dinner at a restaurant with her brother Charlie, and then she threw up? No.
You're probably going to be doing the next few days
to eat. When they're
Not
like,
credible.
Computer, I'm like, work. Take my computer. There's nothing on it you're gonna find that's gonna. Well, I don't know. Maybe there's something they'll find that's useful, but.
Well, they're used to thinking. A lot of times things will happen like burglaries, or they deal with suspects who aren't cooperative and don't. They're like, give me my stuff back.
Yeah.
The main thing, your parents will get here.
Yeah.
Focus on the boys.
I will.
Meet them where they're at. Maybe talk to your friends at a, psychologist,
psychiatrist, child psychiatrist.
She might have some good pointers, but I always say meet kids where they're at. Be honest. Let them know, when you're sad, if they get sad, if they see people around them that are sad, that's okay, because.
She said she threw up because she hadn't eaten in 2 weeks. She was so upset with Dan's death that she did not eat for 2 weeks. Can you believe that? 2 weeks that she looked like she couldn't. She's so upset she wouldn't be able to eat for 2 weeks.
Get my card and write down my number too for you.
I was calling him General. I mean, I just am not okay.
Well, this is a traumatic experience, and your brain's gonna kind of process the stuff differently. So,
is it good? Like, should I be taking the kids to school when Monday comes around? Like, is it good to have like a routine for them?
I mean, it's up to if you want to keep that. And
I say it, and now I'm like, I don't want those kids away from me. Like, what if there's like a deranged gunman in town? Like,
I'm hoping as the.
And I need to flee to Miami because of that, right? She's laying all these breadcrumbs to do that.
Weekend and time kind of goes on. Hopefully, the police department will be able to give you some more information. And this is just a basic kind of how a criminal investigation works. They may know more than they're telling you, but they don't disclose much, because if it gets out to someone who tells someone who tells someone,
yeah, and of course I'm gonna tell a friend, and they're gonna be like,
right,
because I need to talk to someone.
Right. Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. So it can be frustrating sometimes dealing with us, because you're like, well, what are you doing? Why haven't you told me this or that?
Yeah,
and it's kind of all to protect.
I think if their vomiting was true, I think she was vomiting because Charlie told her something about, hey, the hitmen took the interstate the whole way. They can track the car. the car's been identified. Something like that would have freaked her out.
Protect the integrity of the case.
I know.
So
I just, as he was driving me here, I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, I wonder if I could be like framed for something. Like if I didn't do something, but I'm still.
There she is, still worrying. She's still worrying, wanting to get reassurance that she's gonna be able to walk out of there, having convinced everybody that she had nothing to do with this.
Gonna end up in jail.
I mean, that's your attorney mind probably thinking, but you've been more than forthcoming with information, and you're doing everything you can to help.
More than forthcoming. Wow. Yeah, this advocate doesn't have much experience.
I can't imagine who would do this.
Who would do this?
I can't imagine that Jeff would do this. I see why he's a good suspect.
I can see why he's a good suspect. Jeff Lacasse, yeah. Keep leaving those crumbs, Wendy. It's not working out.
And Jane thought of him right away, but I didn't. I don't know why that is.
Now she's explaining how Jane recognized it right away, but I didn't. So she's trying to cover her whole tracks. Like I'm just sort of clueless. I'm just sort of like a baby seal. I'm just so naive and innocent, and I just don't know how to do anything, to how to read people, how to explain things to people, how to deal with tragedy and trauma. I have no clue. Y'all help me out. Tell me what to say. Give me a script.
Trying to be protective of him. I even thought of my own family.
Maybe you weren't really thinking of him at all right now in your brain.
Mm-hmm. I feel like a fierce mama cat right now. Like I just want to get to my boys.
Oh, now she's feeling like a fierce mama cat, a mama bear trying to take care of her little cubs. Yeah, after 5 hours. What time is there? So the boys get out of school. Normally out of school by 2:30 at preschool? You can hold them there longer. Obviously, if parents are working, but now it's 7:39 p.m. and they have not seen their mom or their dad, and they never will see their dad after this. So, and she's still hanging out there.
And I know they're fine with Alan and Lynn. Like, and I think
that you want to hold them and see that they're okay with your own eyes. And
yeah, I really need to be with them.
I really need to be with them after hanging out with you guys 5 hours. It's
Well, I tell them I can't see it. I don't want to.
I've left you as many breadcrumbs. I've gotten all the info I need from y'all, so maybe I should go.
That's the thing, and like I don't want to tell my kids that their father is gone.
If he's not gone.
Well, he's not.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to have that.
Can you believe that? I don't want to tell my kids that their dad is gone if he's not gone. I need to know that. Look at, she's not even upset about it. She's not going up to the hospital to find out the latest detailed information, and just to support and encourage the doctors and medical staff to do everything they can to save him. It's just unbelievable. So cringy, so disgusting.
Do you think you can be around them tonight without maybe disclosing to them?
I do.
Then maybe it's something you could just wait till the morning till you know a little bit more certainty.
Is somebody going to tell me? Like, if he doesn't,
I need to know so I can pass it on. I need to know. Is it mission accomplished or not?
Like official, is someone going to?
What? I mean, I'll know because they'll notify me, because then when incidents like this happen, they'll have to do an autopsy and things like that. So I can ask the investigator to let me know when they get, because they'll have to notify the police.
They'll figure this out, right? They'll figure out.
It's really important for her to know.
That will be.
Is he dead once and for all? Let me know.
Their goal, and they figure it out.
It's a game changer if he's alive, so let me know.
I mean, there's always unsolved crimes, but I would say these guys that work here are really good. They're going to be working really hard.
Yeah.
Probably throughout tonight into the weekend.
This is so calculated, folks. If you study this case and you see Jeff Lacasse's testimony, you'll see how he was set up to be the fall guy. I've been covering it on this channel for, almost 2.5 years now. So look at anything involving Jeff Lacasse and look at his testimony, especially his testimony in Charlie's trial, and you'll see how he was set up like a bowling pin to be the fall guy.
About my safety. Why is that? I'm not saying they're like they don't care about me, but they don't seem to be worried about
Probably because there's from whatever they're looking at, there's not any indications as of yet, and I think they're taking the good precautionary measures to say.
Let's stay at home.
And it's good for you anyway to have support.
I will like. I have an alarm system, right? I just don't necessarily I got the alarm because my parents were like, "You're a single woman that lives with 2 kids, like you should have an alarm." I just don't.
Man, all this rambling going
I
on.
think by the time they call to be like,
Yeah, you just want to be a
"Oh,
mama cat, right?
like,
Where's the mama
let's do
cat
it."
here?
Well, and I think it's good for you tonight to just stay somewhere, and if
I'd rather
anything,
be with
have
them
support
Yeah.
and kind of a little bit of a distraction.
It'd be nice just not to worry about like, I don't know. I'm just picturing like getting up and trying to like, the kids being like they're 3.5 and 5, right?
Mhm.
Like they'll wanna
3.5 and 5,
eat ice
okay.
cream or do whatever, and like I don't have the energy to like impose any restrictions
Right.
now.
And then, it's a difficult time. They might not need those restrictions. And
Those poor kids.
but I think, if you think you'd be comfortable tonight, just kind of waiting to see. I do.
You think that makes sense? Like not just because I am still not.
Well, because this is. I would say maybe yes, it would make a little bit of sense. And talk it over with your, family and friends. But the thing is, because then if not, you're going to have to tell them something along the lines that he's seriously hurt. No, you can't see him, and stuff like that.
Exactly.
And then you're going to have to come back and be like, oh, well, actually,
Look how time she smiled in this.
When her father was murdered. It's not like
I
Daddy
don't
had
think you
cancer
tell-
and he's sick and he's around
I
for a
don't
long
think you
time.
tell them all that right away. And
No.
again, I'm not, I don't work with children very often.
Oh.
But I would tell them, it's just that, he was.
You know your
hurt,
children.
and to
She
either,
doesn't. You know what to say.
Go to heaven, whatever.
You work with all these child
And
psychologists. Why don't you give Jeff Lacasse a call?
So
He's got a PhD in
this.
social work. He
But,
knows
like,
psychology.
He was fine.
Maybe you could
He
both
was
tell 'em
healthy,
together.
He was strong. It's not like he was sick. And
Maybe
they
you could
saw
make
him
up with
get sick.
Jeff, or at least,
So, and that's why you said he was hurt,
or at least ask him to help you out. Not even be making up, but just say, "Hey, could you help me out? Some tragedy has happened." I'm sure he's already known about it by the next morning, and just say, "Hey, Jeff, can you come over? I need your help." That'd be a perfect, easy solution. But no, that's not part of the plan.
Because, and I know they don't understand this, but think of this: he could have gotten in a traffic crash or
I'm
something.
gonna have questions though, and I don't want to lie to them.
And you don't.
Like,
And
I don't
then
want
you
to say
can-
he was hurt. How was he hurt? He felt like.
Well, you could then say something like, "Some very bad person harmed your dad." Do you think they're gonna ask?
I don't want to. I
You don't
want
wanna
to
expose
expose
them?
but like.
Well,
Well, they're
and
gonna be
then-
so scared. Like, what if the very bad person comes and harms me, and then they're gonna be orphans?
We'll talk to, and again,
Oh, they're going to come after me. Maybe not. They're going to be orphans then. So all this is breadcrumbing for her to flee Tallahassee. It's so obvious.
take it one day at a time. Though we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves again.
She's
I know,
gotta-
but I'm just trying to figure out how do I go to the house and tell them.
Talk to Jeff
What's
Lacasse.
going on?
He could help do it because they know him. They trust him. Jeff has experience in psychology. He's an expert at it. What about Tova, your great friend Tova, who's a psychologist, right? How about Jane McPherson? She's a social worker as well. You have all these people you can rely upon, and you're just acting like this is something you don't have any clue as to how to handle.
When you were talking to your parents, you were very composed given the situation.
I'm usually a really good advocate for other people, just not for myself. So yeah, I mean, I can like put on my big girl pants if I have to, but talking to my parents and talking to my kids.
Well, and then when you do talk to them, like I always hope I could be there with you, but they don't know me. So I think
that would freak them out
right.
more to have
That's
you
a good
there.
one.
Like,
Right,
who's this
exactly.
and why do we need her?
So
and they
I
would
think-
ask you like, who are you?
right, and then we'd be little friends. But so the same, but have a support there for you. So if things get a little bit hard on you.
Can I text Ritu and just my friend who's a child psychiatrist? And
absolutely.
Because I think.
Yeah, and again, I'm not a psychiatrist and I don't work directly with children.
Do you mind if I talk to her? I'm sorry, I just keep feeling like I'm a suspect and I need to ask.
No. And she'll probably call you after you send her this text. And
I think a couple weeks later, it's just like one text message between the two of them. I think is the only contact they've ever had. I'm talking about Jeff Lacasse and Wendy here.
I'm gonna run out of batteries. I can't believe it's almost 8 o'clock at night.
I know. How bad is your battery?
I have 36%, which isn't terrible.
I was gonna say I have a cable at my desk.
It's an older one. It's not one of the.
Oh, then yeah, I just did it to you. Sorry.
I really wish I had taken a shower
Yep.
this morning.
Jeff is the target.
Go to this lunch,
Thanks to her and Jane.
and work out and shower, and then be ready for this party tonight with the boys. Plans are funny.
Mm-hmm. That's a sympathetic ear. This
That will not be happening.
VA.
I was taking my dad on a trip for his 70th birthday on the 2 weeks when Danny goes with the kids to Canada. I was thinking about that before of if the situation were reversed, I want to make sure that his family has access to the kids, that they can feel like they didn't have a good relationship with them before.
She's talking about relationship with Phil and Ruth and Dan Markel's sister Shelley and her kids. I mean, really, you're talking about this here? This is so red flag material. So cringy.
People, but these are their grandkids, so I want to make sure that they can have a relationship with them.
And that'll be good too, because that'll be kind of.
Yep. Look how much guilty people talk too much. And emphasis is opposite, right? Emphasis is opposite. Because you look what they did. At the memorial service, Ruth is saying, hey, can I make sure I see the kids while we're in town and stuff like that? And they never got to see the kids after that. Cruel, absolute cruelty, the way the boys have been treated with respect to lack of visitation and relationship with the Markel family.
Giving them a relationship with their dad.
How did this happen?
Yep.
I feel like either Amy's ex-husband did this or somebody did this on my behalf. Some crazy deranged person.
Somebody did this on my behalf. There she is. She's naming the ex-husband of Dan's new girlfriend, or someone crazy, deranged, or someone that's doing this on her behalf. What was she saying about Dan Markel that want to have somebody kill him, murder him? What were you saying about him?
Thought that this was a good way to support me.
There she is. She's pointing the finger down in South Florida at Charlie and mom and dad. That's what she's doing right there. I had to leave the final breadcrumbs because she knew she was never going to talk to law enforcement again. She knew that a lawyer would be retained and she's never talking to them again.
And that's why I feel responsible. Unless it was something to do with Amy, and then I don't feel responsible.
Oh, okay. So if it's somebody doing it on your behalf, you feel responsible. But if it's Amy, then you're not responsible. Okay, got it.
Then I'm still responsible because I'm the one who left Danny. If I didn't leave him, he would.
Oh, so even then you're responsible. Okay, so consciousness of guilt here. But it's all under the guise of, look, I'm even feeling bad. Like, oh, how could I cause it? All this unintentional stuff. I feel guilt for this. I feel terrible. You know what? Does she act like she's upset and traumatized? No, not at all.
And now my kids don't have a father.
I can see why you'd have that logic of that blaming, and it's going to take some time, but that's not the way to.
Okay, yeah, just blame yourself, and because that makes you look innocent, right? Blame yourself. That makes you look innocent.
Think.
Think about it. She's not talking to her mom at all. Her mom's been locked up for 20 months. She won't visit her mom. She won't talk to her mom. No messages from her mom. She moved to Texas here, to Austin, Texas area. Completely ghosting her mom. Completely ghosting her brother Charlie, and just trying to set up a new life in Texas and leave all that stuff in Florida behind.
You did what was best for you and your kids.
That's true. What she thought was best for her, that's what she did. That's correct.
You said it yourself. If anyone took this on their part, they were clearly not in their right mind.
Well, that's true too. Nobody involved in this is in their right mind. They're all nuts. Anybody who would commit a murder, you're absolutely nuts.
I feel like by complaining about how difficult he was, like I inspired this lunacy.
Okay. You went through a divorce. You're not the only person that complains about their soon-to-be ex-spouse.
See, she wants this reassurance. She's leaving these breadcrumbs to see if she's going to follow up and really convince her that she's not a suspect.
Divorces aren't really things that happen to people that are completely happy and together, and each person's going to talk to their person. Okay, you did what you needed to do for yourself. And just because you confided in friends and family and got the support that you needed, doesn't give anyone in your friends or family the authorization or even to conclude that was an okay thing to do.
Yeah, you've not done anything to let your family know, hey, off and Dan is a good thing. That's not your fault. You kept complaining about them, so they took it into their own hands.
Even something like
You're
that.
innocent in that. They'd be the ones that are guilty.
And you don't stay with someone for forever just in case something might happen.
Yeah, come on. You can't blame yourself for divorcing Dan. I mean, you didn't know that he was going to get murdered. Why would you blame yourself like that? You sound like a little child. You're that naive and unsophisticated. You're going to sit there and say, "Oh, if only I would have stayed married to Dan." Really? The guy that's an emotional abuser? Which is he? Make up your mind.
Do this, like, what if it's Jeff? Like, when I did this by asking for some time away from him, I made him crazy.
Oh, wow. You made Jeff crazy by asking him, giving him a silent treatment for a week. You said, don't talk to me for a week at all. Leave me alone. I need to think this through. So there you go. That's the reason she did it, to make it look like she drove him crazy. So she's leaving those breadcrumbs to show what she's really thinking and why this happened. She wanted to turn Jeff into the crazy lunatic that said, I'll win you back by killing them, that evil Dan Markel. I'll kill him and I'll look like your hero. I'll win you back by being your hero.
Anything that would indicate that you would think Jeff had anything against.
I mean, he didn't like Danny because Danny hurt me, you know?
Right. But
there you go. You kept on feeding the lies to him, so he would be willing to kill for you.
What would make you think he'd go to this extreme?
Nothing would make me think that.
Well, then why would you say he would do that?
Very therapist.
Like, he's a social worker.
Yeah.
So.
He felt for me. He was sad for me when I was sad.
He fell for me. He was sad for me. Yeah, this is why he's willing to kill for me.
Help me reason out things and figure out how to like.
But
even that, it's like we have a parenting coordinator, and Danny didn't like our last parenting coordinator, so he fired her. And so we've been without one for a while, and like it's just all been dragging on. But we had a meeting July 24th, so next week, with this potential parenting coordinator, and Jeff helped me. Like, I didn't ask him to, but he wrote this long email of like, because I was like, yeah, the parenting coordinator asked if I have any issues, and I said I don't really, just like it's just hard, co-parenting, but I don't have any like things I'm mad at.
And does the parenting coordinator?
Well, then why don't you use Jeff to talk to your kids tomorrow about what's happened to their dad?
Their role is to help.
Right here, you're making Jeff Lacasse look like a really great, caring, considerate, wise professional in counseling.
You basically.
All right, so that's it, folks. Yeah, Harmony, so much what she said is rehearsed. Yeah, it's unbelievable. So cringy. Would anybody believe this is sincere? Nothing about this that I'm looking at, nothing here is even sincere at all. It seems all fabricated. You're right, Neverly. She never even called Jeff to tell him Dan was shot. So, I mean, all this stuff is just so, as you're saying here, fake. Yeah, everything is fake about this. That's the way it's coming across to me. All this should come out in her trial, all this whole 5 hours of nonsense. So it's I'm going to cover more stuff on this on Friday, maybe cover some of the indicators of Wendy's further involvement. We've seen a lot of indicators already here, these 3 segments of our 5-hour interview. So plan to cover that some more this coming weekend, and you all have a safe one. We still have more potential rain and floods here in South Central Texas. So be thinking and praying for those people that could be in harm's way. It looks like we're okay here in San Antonio, but y'all have a great week, and maybe we'll see you here this coming weekend. Take care. Good night.